full of soul, and now I've got me a mind full of sangria. Didn't go there looking for trouble. I singled her out earlier, but now I see them double, and the bartender told me that both of their names were Maria. The castanets in her hands, clickety-clack my own understanding of what it means to have some rhythm in your soul. Yeah, with a stomp and a shuffle from her feet, she made me lose a little bit of the pace in my heartbeat. It's never been more fun to lose.
All right, we should be here. We should be here. Good morning, friends. Getting this, all the levels and everything straight on here, and should be up and running. Welcome to KUKA Driscoll, Texas, Corpus Christi's Retro Country. And we are on 105.9 and 103.3. Y también el Retro Tejano 104.1. Buenos dias, mi amigos. All right. Up and running and recording. We're also on YouTube. Just go to Island Moon Live and you can find us. Ted Mandel, Tyler Thorson, Jay Gardner, and my name is Jacob Oggs. And we are rocking this. We've been messing with these audio levels all me, I've been messing with. Mostly, Ted just sits here and kind of giggles at me while I sound ridiculous.
I think we have Blake doing something.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's involved somewhere. He's pulling strings, making sure we are live and out on. Boom. Okay, everything should be moving. All right, there we go. Okay. Trying to get the audio to where it's not completely blasting out on the radio. But we're going. So, okay. And tap dance.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
No, so we got a great show. We've got Chief Markle coming in here in a little bit. Chief's always good for a couple of laughs. And then later on we'll have Ramon Pineda, owner of KRIS TV. We've got a lot of great questions for him too. So got a good show going. Couple of housekeeping things. The conditions are really great. If you're thinking about coming down to the coast this weekend, it is going to be absolutely beautiful. The rain chances kind of fizzle out today. There's scattered showers anyway. The tides are high in the bay. I'm sitting here looking at some of the sticks and the barnacles on the sticks. The tides are running at like 1.2, so they're half a foot above normal tide. So if you've got a boat in Laguna, pretty much run everywhere if it wasn't dry land before. So
you also have the opportunity to sight cast and go up in those places where others like to go, like the backside of Mustang and Padre Islands, and sight cast to redfish
and black drum. Exactly. And so we were talking to our buddy Boudin yesterday about, he's like, what do I throw at these things? And so yes, you can throw dead shrimp at them and they'll sometimes get it. Gulp on a jig head is what Curtis always threw, but what I prefer is the gulp crabs. And if it's the big 2-inch, cut it in half. If you can find the 1-inch on a very small hook on a one.
They are as funny as they seem. As like a lot of people think they're trash fish, but they're great. They're fun to catch by sight casting, and you can hey, I don't want a 23-inch for dinner tonight. How about that 18-inch?
Yeah.
Okay, and they'll come by in schools. A lot of times they're in about similar size,
right?
And the fish bites a lot of times will work too, just like the orange one, or like you said, bite that crab in half, and just tickle it. You got about 45.
Those taste horrible.
About 18 inches away from their face on a 45-degree angle from their face, and they will love that.
Let them find it.
Yes.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Out there.
So anyway, the tides are high, which is good. The tides are swinging pretty good on the beach. Beach driving is good. It's packed because of the rain and the high tides. So driving up north is good on low tide, but keep an eye out on it on the
high tide. It gets to powdery 4-wheel drive only. So make sure you keep track of the tides, which are published in the Island Moon.
That's right, and there's a lot of great things washing up. Jace Tunnel was out there. He's finding pumice. Of course, the ever-prevalent tar is still around, so don't forget the baby oil. There's rubber bales and all kinds of things.
Yeah, from the Brazil
up.
thing, right? Yeah.
Yes, and thankfully there's not as many people out on the beach, so your chances are better of getting some good shells, especially if you're first one out in the morning. So beachcombing is really good.
It's World War II rubber.
World War II rubber from Brazil, exactly. So.
That sounds like it's so completely untrue.
I know, but it's yeah, you're kidding. No,
it's the craziest thing.
Yeah. Also, if you're into birds, there's a lot of birds going in right now. There's over 630 million birds in flight in the United States each of the evenings. So they are moving through.
This is the weekend for the hawk watch, isn't it?
I believe yes, it
A
is.
million raptors flying into Hazel Bazemore Park.
Right, and Delbert
this
said
weekend?
that he saw some probably cormorants fly by yesterday. But yes, the birds are starting to move. I have a lot of sharp-shinned in my neighborhood, so
Explain what those are.
the sharp-shinned hawks are the ones that blow through the trees quiet as the night.
Oh, so when you find a dead dove back there, it's not your kitty. Although it could be your kitty if it doesn't have a bell on its collar.
Right,
But
exactly.
they go through those like they have radar for the tree limbs.
Right on. And so also fishing. If you're thinking about coming down, fishing is excellent. We managed to sneak out on Friday evening. Jeff was in town, or actually I think it was Saturday mid-morning at the crack of mid-morning.
Same time.
But Jeff got a tarpon out of the water 3 times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, jumped it on a gold spoon of all things.
Really?
So yeah, throw spoons at the jetties. We saw some nice Spanish mackerel come in, a few redfish, and a few mangrove snapper. Good size, still being caught. They're usually picked clean by the end of the season.
Summer,
but if you're able to throw live shrimp or live mullet, and of course those silver jennies, the
Mojaras.
the mojaras, yeah. If you can get those, then the fishing's pretty good there at the jetties. The redfish run is fully underway at the Port Aransas jetties. They're just catching piles of those things every day. So if you're thinking about coming down to the coast, it's a really good weekend. There's a lot going on, and bird hunting.
Yes,
So,
dove season.
yeah. How was
Yeah,
your shoot?
I'm on a lease.
How was your
I haven't
shoot?
even been out yet.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't even been out.
Oh,
So
I
Roadkill.
forgot.
yeah,
No,
Roadkill went.
No, I forgot. Your wife's listening, and you're not supposed to have been out yet already.
No, in no way did I go dove
I would
hunting.
love to go, but I got work.
I remember her first dove hunt out there. She was wearing a
Yes,
lace.
Pearls. I
yeah.
still run across
And
that
pearls,
picture
yeah.
every once in a while. It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
It's that same lease. We didn't want it to go away, so that's
That's
fun.
And Jack's on it, and John Michael. I guess they did really good yesterday. They got limits.
yes,
So,
yeah. According to Willie, he was sending pictures to the group. He ended up with a limit. So
Yeah.
Did Karen ride her bicycle by?
oh, Mrs. Kravitz.
Mrs.
Yes.
Kravitz. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So okay, you got to tell at least the Mrs. Kravitz story.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we had this dove lease. It was it was a company lease on I guess it was Hanson's lease.
we'll call it West Alice.
West Alice. So
Yeah.
it was a nice area, just a beautiful area. Had a creek bed going through there, pond, and it was right along the county road. I don't know which road it is, but we would go there. And this woman, as soon as like are the doves flying? Yes, it's time to ride my bike. So she would get her bike out there and she would complain, "Oh, you're shooting at me!" And
You're
we're like
shooting at the
300
road.
yards away with the 12
Right.
gauge using 9 shot or whatever.
And she had like flags on her bike.
Yeah.
And was calling the game wardens immediately. Yeah.
So she would show up there on occasion and call the owners like, yeah. But she, I guess she's
Peanuts.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
Well,
no.
the same kind of thing.
Charlie Brown's parents.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Wah, wah,
Eric
wah,
was
wah,
saying he
wah.
went out with our buddy Jason, longtime listener. Good morning, Jason. He and Eric went out
Yeah.
on I think it was a company lease as well, and he got checked. Eric got checked by a game warden for his first time. So hey, welcome to the club.
We got checked
Right.
at Sesame Street twice.
Yeah, there were a lot of
Yeah,
leases that if you're in obviously like easy eye
Close
shot
to
of
the road.
highway.
Yeah, and they climbed over the fence and checked the plugs in our guns and made sure we
yeah.
had the
Yeah.
That was fun.
the
Right in
license.
the middle of the flight too. So.
I made sure I had a plug in my over under.
Anyway, this morning we're getting blown up on the hotline here. Trevor Groom says there's drum loaded in the canals. Don't even need to go out. And so yeah, I've seen.
They're going all the way around
yeah.
the sand dam.
Yeah, no, here in the Padre Island canals,
Yeah.
on the Tesoro stretch and other stretch. And Robert Azazi, one of my coworkers, is listening too. We'll get to that question for Todd when he comes in next week. So
Yeah, Todd's in next week. But police chief's coming in. We've had some dust up over all-terrain vehicles, so we'll
Yes, there's a lot
Find
of
out what the
questions
rules are
between
for
the
that.
UTVs and the e-bikes that need to get sorted out, and I think everybody's just kind of got their own concept of what needs to be done, and then people are asking the police and law enforcement to come out with some official statement on things, so people at least know the rules. And number one rule is be safe.
and don't hit anything.
Yes, and don't hit
Well,
anything.
I looked through the city ordinances and I can't find any special rules for e-bikes. They're just under
it's
bikes.
Not, it's
Yeah.
not there. When we did the ordinances for the ATVs and UTVs, and we also put in the term and other off-road vehicles. I remember sticking that in the ordinances because we didn't know that razors and other things were coming, and so
Yeah.
and e-bikes.
Yeah.
Well, there's out in the state law out in West Texas where they drive those things on county roads. They're allowed to be. They can be street legal in Texas.
Right. As long as they're street legal, then we should be fine. Blinkers, signs,
Yeah.
registration. I think it's $10 in Nueces County or something,
Something like
that.
that. But you have to go.
It's really cheap.
You have to go to Port Aransas to get a tag in a town where you can't drive UTVs on the beach.
And don't forget your hand signals when you're turning if you don't have blinkers
right.
equipped on your golf cart.
Yeah, right on.
Well, we just learned. I don't know if you guys were listening to the show as we were right before we went on. Commissioner Brent Chesney says they're close to a deal on selling Newport Pass, the
okay.
property. He said they're in
Interesting.
the appraisal process. The chief just came in. Everybody be on good behavior.
Yeah, right.
What's going on, Chief?
Everything's fine, Chief.
Everything's fine.
Hey, one thing we have not considered, but he can fill us in on, I'm sure, because it's Conquer the Coast this weekend, just when you thought the
Yeah.
causeway was safe.
Yeah, if you're planning on going OTB before noon on Saturday, give yourself some time because it'll be down to one lane.
I ran across some early pictures of the chief from when he first started. He had a whole full head of hair, and he was life was.
I think
was ahead
most
him.
of us did.
Well, yeah, and one thing I didn't know about you was that I didn't know you placed 6th at 16 in the Miss Universe Mr. Universe.
Miss Universe.
Mr. Universe.
Mr. America twice.
Mr. America. Well, they said
America.
Mr. Universe on
Fifth
there.
and sixth, yeah.
5th and 6th at 16.
No, not at 16.
Well, that's what it says on the thing. Were you on any gear?
Short guy. That's back years ago. AAU had short height classes. I don't know if you remember that far back, but
Yeah.
so it's different. As a short guy, I can clean house, you know.
Oh no, no, good for you. I had no idea that you did that. So that's really cool. So who were your idols back then?
Oh, I had the old guys, you know. Arnold was still
Frank
around.
Zane?
Yeah, Zane was a great.
Yeah, Zane was
Zane.
a little guy, but not in
Franco
stature.
was my guy, and there's a guy.
Oh,
named
Franco was the man with
Danny
us.
Padilla was a Mr. Universe. He was like 5'4", but he was a beast.
Yeah.
They called him the Giant Killer. He was one of my.
Oh,
one
good
of
for
my
you.
idols,
Like
yeah.
That's
27, 28, 29.
Hey, it kept me out of trouble.
Yeah, it did. I
I,
guarantee you.
I did it. I competed the first time when I was in the military for the Navy. So it was an honor, really. So I won the Mr. Virginia. You got to win a state to go to the.
Yeah.
To go. So I won the Mr.
How'd you get started doing that?
As a kid, when I was young, they used to have that on TV. PBS. Remember, they used to have all kinds of eclectic shows
Yeah.
on PBS, and
Lifting giant rocks and
yeah,
stuff.
they had
My favorite was sit and be fit. That was my game.
they had weightlifting, midget tossing. They had all kinds.
Hey, you
Remember
can't
that?
say little. Yes, they
Oh, little
did.
people- but that's what it was called. I'm not being.
I think they outlawed that, didn't they?
You remember superstar Billy Graham?
Yeah.
He was the wrestler. He was the first one that looked like the Hulk before that. So yeah, and they had.
That's how Mr. T got his start, by the way.
Yeah.
With the small people tossing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't remember
the
watching
bar.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those had all these
He's a
eclectic
bouncer.
shows as the answers. And then one day I was young and watching that stuff and talked my dad into buying me a little weightlifting set. And there you go.
Yeah, I
the
was more of
Sears
a gong show guy. I wanted to be the unknown comic.
That's right up your alley. He used to do roller derby, didn't you have? Didn't you
I
have
did.
roller derby and small person tossing.
I did 2 roller derby events.
Oh, I love that when they had the
With,
747 was the big jammer person. Was
Yeah.
that came by?
No,
Cool.
the jammers were the small ones.
Oh, okay. The blockers. What, I don't know. what
Blockers
they-
were the big ones.
Oh, cool. Well, that was interesting to find out about you because I know you've always been fit.
Sometimes more than others, like
Yeah.
pushing 60 now, so a little less fit.
I
That's
wouldn't
all
know
right.
about that.
It's a young man, right?
Yeah, I know.
Still a young man.
No, that's great. So yeah, Chief Markle, 32 years working for Corpus Christi.
36 years.
36 years.
So
Okay,
this is my 37th. I
But
came
you-
on in '89. I got out.
but you mentioned the Navy.
Yeah, I was in the Navy from '84 through '88, and I got out at the end of '88, and in '89 I came on the PD.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
What was your job in the Navy?
I was a corpsman, medic.
That's corpsman.
I was a
So that's how you
Not
went.
if you're any good at it.
corpsman. Yeah, right.
No, and then so you retired and left, and then you came back in 2021, and
I retired for 3 months. I thought I had a plan, but it was just too slow. I
Right.
couldn't,
What happened?
couldn't
And
turn
so-
my brain off. Really, honestly, it's really simple.
Yeah.
I had always thought, and that's the kind of thing, right? You want to work 30 to 35 years, and then go private,
Right.
some corporate job somewhere, and double dip, right? You have your
Sure.
retirement and double dip. But
Right.
honestly, I just couldn't couldn't turn it off. I miss police work.
Yeah.
I had a buddy, Bill McManus, the San Antonio police chief, been there about 20 years.
Yeah.
He did the same thing. In about 6 or 7 years as
He
chief
went
in
back.
San Antonio, CPS lured him away to run CPS for the state. He came back, right? So he told me, he said, "Man, Mike, if you still love police work, don't do it. Take it
Yeah.
from me, because you're gonna miss it." And I sure did.
He's still there, isn't he?
He's still there, yeah. The old man. That's what.
Yeah.
His
Well,
publicist-
you know,
So-
we were all excited to hear when you were coming back.
Right,
I
yeah.
appreciate
It was,
that,
yeah.
But the rumor mill was thick. We were trying to figure out what you were doing. So,
He's going to open an 8-line parlor.
I
out
know.
What I was
Yes,
doing-
8-line parlor.
Yeah, no,
We
no.
didn't know if he was going Secret Service
What I was
or.
doing was being admonished by my wife. What you
Oh.
retire? You shouldn't
Oh, yeah,
retire.
get off the couch.
No,
Get out there and mow the yard. We have rocks.
No, she knew better. She said, "Well, you're still a good cop. You should do what you love." And I stuck to my plan.
Right on. But no, we were hoping you're a roller derby coach or something fun like
No,
that.
no,
So.
man.
Well, you know, Chief, I was like, went down a rabbit hole this week on when we see whether some big emergency goes on. All of a sudden, we start seeing surveillance camera video of suspects and people they're looking for. What's the process for gathering that stuff? Do you go?
From you?
What's the
For
protocol
the
there?
public? For us.
Yeah. How do you send out? You don't need a warrant for most of it. Do you just send out a?
Most things are recorded now, Dale. I
How
mean,
do you get them?
Well, a lot of them are from us, right? There's body cams, car cams, backseat
Right.
cams. We have about 44 drones now. We have drone teams out in the public, that in the units rather.
Right.
They open their hatch, open a big suitcase-looking thing, and poof!
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
how it
yeah.
works,
Well,
right?
I'm
So we capture a lot of video. We live stream a lot of video back to command. It's technology. We have LPRs now that catch.
Can you get exterior cameras like surveillance cameras that
We
people
can.
have?
Most folks have it. They have to willingly give it to us unless.
Oh, they do?
Unless we know it's part of an investigation, we might.
Then how do you get it? You go to the companies that keep it?
We go to the
Don't-
companies to keep it. Yeah, and a lot of that is
Stick.
proprietary. You might have one convenience store chain that has
Right.
their proprietary software that they use, and we're not familiar with it, so.
So you just go to
we'll have to
them.
work with them, and they'll give
Yeah.
us copies of it.
I was
Homeowners the same way.
I have one of my drones and a bunch of camera gear stolen from a hotel back in the day in Plano, and of course called the police. The person at the front desk gave someone the wrong key, and the people that he gave the wrong key to were there for court. They were both criminals, one 3 days out of prison, and so
They got them at the pawn shop trying to sell your gear?
so the I'm there sitting there talking to the cops, and I'm like, okay, I know we got cameras here. What's going on? And the poor dude who was working the desk was he didn't want to go to jail. He was
Yeah.
scared and nervous, and he opens the computer room, and all this stuff is sitting here. It's all photo equipment,
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know how to do any of this. And I just look at the cop, and I was like, I'm kind of okay with video stuff. Let me at it,
Yeah.
So sure enough, it took me about 5 minutes, and I was able to get through on that. But it's a different system.
Sure it is.
But it all kind of runs about the same. So I was able to get through and find all that stuff for him.
And that's a
But-
common scenario right there. So
Right.
the clerks don't know, or they're not allowed to have access to it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So we have to wait for some representative or a manager
Right.
to come. But we collect it. We
So you just go into an area, see where the cameras are, and knock on doors?
Yeah.
look around
knock on
just
doors.
like the old Law and Order, There's
Right, yeah.
there's a camera.
I've got a
Go knock
question
on that
for you.
door,
So we can see a mouse's butt on the moon, but we can't see a bank robber, wearing a Jason mask. Like, well, it's real grainy, but if you look right here, it's like, is that because they erase them, or they just have a really slow
No,
digital
so that's
system?
something you've heard me say this before. To people and businesses, spend $100 is a lot for some folks, but you could buy a high density camera for $100 or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
you're
a lot of
watching
your-
on YouTube,
Yeah.
it's
A lot
a
of your
webcam.
businesses,
Yeah.
a lot of homes, they put those
Right.
cameras in 10, 15 years ago. They're highly pixelated. They have low resolution, and you can't expand them. You expand them, all you see is what
They
you know.
digitize.
So one of the things I've got a quick story for you here. We'll start off with a kind of scary story, and then we'll go into a funny one. There was an active shooter scenario that occurred to one of my coworkers in Austin recently, right? And so this guy in Zilker Park went off the rails, shot a girlfriend, took off through the neighborhoods, and actually wound up getting into my coworker's house. But right before they did, they sent out a reverse alert to shelter in place. And he said that was enough time for him to make it to his bedroom, get into his deal, and get a gun in his hand.
That's
and
scary.
boom, the guy was inside the house, and he had to be put down.
So how does
do we have a reverse alert system here, shelter in place kind of deal for other than the schools?
We do. We have Reverse Alert, Everbridge. We have most important, social media is quicker than anything right now. Most people don't register their cell phones for text messages now. It's all social media. We have about 110,000 followers on different platforms, so we do get things out quickly like that.
Would you recommend to everybody to sign up for the reverse alert system?
I would.
What
of
is
course,
it, 311 or something?
I don't have it offhand, but yeah, you can
Okay.
go. You can go to the city website.
Well, they just
It saved lives.
They just
So,
changed that this week. They came out with they enhanced it in some way to, I think they networked all of the ones around the coastal bend or something like that.
And that's
Dee Hawkins contacted me and asked if she could come on the show and talk about that. She's with the county. She's in the emergency management department. And back to when you're talking about the shelter in place and what you do in a scenario where you have hostages and all that kind of stuff, a gunman.
Yeah.
One of your police officers teaches a class, and he taught the county on that. And there's a lot of things that I didn't know about, like if you're in a classroom and they have the self-closing doors, you can take a belt and you can close that off, and they can't. I mean, that's a big leather belt's hard to, that'll stop them for a while. And then they say you push up all the furniture against it, and then finally you just go for it. And that's the last thing you want to do is confront them. But at some point you might get to that
May
point.
have to, yeah.
But that's a good class to take. I don't know if you have the registration info, you can get your
all the
business
time.
on
Yeah,
that.
we that's Travis Pace, but we have several people.
That's a
teach it.
great class.
Yeah, we welcome that. Right, invite
Yeah.
us over to your business, to your church, to wherever you are. You want us to talk to you about that, because mindset will determine how you react. Right, and a lot of people don't know that. You have to envision those things, unfortunately,
Right.
happening. If you wait for the moment, you don't know what you're going to
Yeah.
do. under
If you
stress.
have no plan, you plan to fail.
That's exactly right.
There's,
exactly
there's a lot of folks like me, and you probably do the same thing. I go into any kind of bar situation or a restaurant, and I'm looking for the gunfighter's chair because I want to.
You don't want to have your back to the door.
Well, no, I analyze. I like that because you can tell who's going to raise hell in some place. Just like, I don't know, I don't like my, like you served me the wrong salad, and you're going, ooh,
Okay,
I
here we
want to
go.
see where that guy is.
Yeah, right.
And it's easy to tell, especially if I worked at a bar for a number of years and as a DJ stuff, and you can see that like, oh god, that guy's going to be a nightmare, and the locals can know, oh, not this guy.
Yeah.
Just watch out. Just make sure it's situational awareness. they
Well,
call it.
you mentioned social media, and we had a dust up this week. I'm sure you've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know. We go through this every few years. The laws stay the same on all-terrain vehicles. Electric bicycles are kind of new.
Right.
But all-terrain vehicles, the laws have been the same for 15 years, something like that, right?
Yeah, it's been, and the ordinance has been the same. And every one of these shops that rents out has a copy of the ordinance for people to read.
Right. They're supposed to
Folks know
give
the
it to
rules.
them. Yeah.
An officer was trying to be proactive and educate, and maybe it came off wrong, but we just put it back out. I don't know if you saw that last night.
Yeah. So if there's a difference a little bit between a golf cart and an all-terrain vehicle because of the speed,
old
but
speed, yeah.
they're licensed the same way, right?
They are.
You get-
yeah, so
you
the
get a-
rules of the road are the same, right? So
Right.
35 mile an hour or less roadway.
Right.
You have
Absolutely.
to have the safety equipment. Yeah. The primary thing. So remember, excuse me, this whole thing was complaint driven, right? So we've got a lot of complaints. Councilwoman Paxson, she brought a concern forward herself, and also citizens from different neighborhoods around the city. It's not just the island. So,
Was it electric bikes or was it ATVs?
about scooters, electric bikes, UTVs,
Everything.
right?
Yeah. Gotcha.
So kids, and the complaint is mostly children.
Right.
So remember
Right.
the underlying rule, the basic rules. You have to have a driver's license,
Right.
regardless, except for a scooter, except for a little electric scooter.
Right.
You have to have a driver's license. So if you follow those and you have your safety equipment, you follow the traffic laws, and you're only using them on streets. that are 35
Right.
miles
35
an hour
or less, yeah.
You can cross freeways in a direct.
And mark crosswalks.
Exactly. You can cross, right? Just
Yeah.
be safe.
Park
Watch your
Road
children.
22,
We
yeah.
just don't want anybody to get hurt.
So if
That's
someone
simple.
has
I don't want
a
anybody to park their vehicle and
right,
not enjoy their life out here.
if someone has an all-terrain vehicle that'll go faster than a golf cart, as long as it's licensed, they're fine.
Sure, as long as they follow the speed limit too. That's 35 miles an hour.
Street legal, turn signals, the slow moving deal, yeah,
And
rear
what's-
view
It
mirror,
has a
all those
seatbelt,
things.
You have to wear the seatbelt.
But electric bikes are kind of new.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
They
what
are.
the- and
They
those,
move right along, too.
I went through the city ordinances and all I found was just bikes.
It's-
There's no delineation between.
it's not in there. But I say, even though it's electric, I think it's motorized. I think it falls into a motorized. So it
There-
should be street legal. That's my opinion only. But you can call into the Eurotech Foundation
Bicycles
hotline.
have to follow the rules of
Right,
the road. too,
right.
Right. We don't prohibit by ordinance riding on the sidewalks here. The city, a municipality can if they choose,
Yeah.
but
Well,
we
and
don't.
it's also different if there's no one on the sidewalk
Sure.
and you're riding your e-bike on the sidewalk away from traffic.
Of course.
As opposed to it being packed with people and you're sitting there weaving in and out of everybody, dangerous. So, yeah.
This is Texas
speed.
after all. So
It is.
Yeah.
But remember, the spirit of all this is just be safe.
Right.
Just please keep an eye on your children. I know.
Well, we have seen a sort of a proliferation of
Yeah.
young kids on electric bikes, at least out here on
Yeah.
Padre Island where,
And the complaints have followed.
yeah.
So that's what's driving.
So
it.
basically it's just obey the rules of the road.
Obey the rules. Yeah, stay on those roadways that are neighborhood residential. Right.
And you don't have to have a license for the electric bikes, but you do if you're in driving any kind of a
If
golf
you're in a
cart.
golf cart,
right,
they call them OHVs, off-highway vehicles.
Right.
right.
Yeah, you have to have a license plate or license.
That was the term that we
safety
put in the
equipment, right?
ordinance.
And it has to be registered with the county.
Right.
County has a registration process for
Yeah.
these vehicles.
You go to Port Aransas and get a license plate is where most people go, because there's a county office up there.
The easy way, quick.
But and we're working out here on the island with the island mobility plan. Hopefully, take some of the electric bikes off the street once we get that up and going.
Or at least delineate the roadways a little clearer. That way, separation of cars and other vehicles, electric bikes and things like that. That's true.
So where does it? You said the councilman brought it up. Where does it all land? It's just a public awareness thing.
Yeah, it's just we have written citations. We have, like I said, it got hot this weekend because we had an officer being proactive and stopping by the rental places and talking to folks on the beach, and maybe they took offense to it.
Right.
But that's okay. That's okay. As long as
Right.
we clean up the message. It's not to keep anybody from enjoying their life in their neighborhood. This
So
is
if
why-
anybody has an all-terrain vehicle and it's licensed, they don't have to worry about
you're
it.
good. Just make sure.
And you have a licensed driver,
Right.
or you have a licensed driver with you.
yeah, just follow the rules. Enjoy enjoy yourself. Don't.
That's been out here. You do see kids driving them. You know they're not.
You see,
Yeah,
you see it
no.
everywhere. That's not just out here.
Run to the store and get me a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right, well, we are going to take
That's us
a
growing up.
we're going to take a quick radio break and be right back with Chief Markle on KUKA Driscoll, Texas, 105.9 and 103.3. Let's see if we can get
At the Port of Corpus
this
Christi,
stuff
Okay.
going.
we maintain a clear.
headset volume. There's not much we can do about it, I guess.
No,
I don't have
because-
any volume on mine, but it's okay.
Right, and Chief doesn't. I've got very little on mine.
can hear, but not.
Yeah, it's in order to. I've got the phones maxed all the way up.
I'm deaf.
If it sounds good in the headphones, this is blaring way too loud. And I even
Right.
have the output turned down on this and on the radio.
you and I hear Tyler.
Yeah,
Do we-
but I can get a booster for the phones.
Were you able to switch it? Are we still hot on the?
We are on YouTube Live.
Okay.
Still on
Yes.
YouTube Live, and
Remember
we're
that.
on radio commercial. I'm seeing radio commercials play right now.
Hot mics.
Yes.
Oh,
exactly.
you know that so-and-so, I don't like that. So,
Yeah, go. Oh, my God.
a real
Yes.
song.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
crazy.
That council person. No, I'm not sure about that.
So I'll save this for the real stuff because I don't want to.
yeah, no, I've got
It's kids what to do. No, I mean,
I
I'm-
got a few more notes for him. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let me get a
Stuff.
refill from.
So this is fun. All our friends on YouTube get to see how the sausage is made on a radio
Yeah.
break.
Out of radio. Break,
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's one of the things. Because a lot of times, some of the best stuff is thrown out when we're planning on what we're talking about
Right.
next. And
yeah, exactly. Or saying things that we can't say on the air.
Nah, it looks golden. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
right,
Pretty
yeah.
shiny too. Yeah.
I've been messing with
It is a
the
beautiful morning.
camera
dust.
settings. Yeah, it's nice.
It's toasty.
Yeah, a breeze would be well, actually
there
a
is
north breeze would
when
be
it's
lovely.
Going that way. Oh, I can go open the front doors. That worked last
Yeah,
time.
they're of course they're messing with the steps out here at Docks.
Yeah,
They have to paint them,
replacing
don't
them.
they?
Yeah,
I heard them hammering down the loose things that they don't want to get, Thomas J. Henry. Oh, Hilliard did it. Excuse me.
Yeah,
They
they're,
already changed the sign.
And I'll say this. they're-
It's on the location on Google because
Really?
I said I'm
Yeah.
at the Hilliard Center for the home show. Yeah.
Hilliard Center. That's got a ring to
It's
it.
going to take a while to get used to
But
that.
the guys, security guards, are still wearing the American Bank Center. I said, well, he said the shirts aren't in yet.
Yeah.
I said, that's okay.
Well, we went to the premiere of the Ken Uhlberg film this week.
That was great.
It was good.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was a
My-
fun time.
My tickets got lost in the mail, I think.
Well,
No, I had to work the home show. It's okay. I would have gone had it not been for that. I
They
wanted
had a
to
good
be
crowd.
there.
There were about 300-400 people there.
Yeah, I would have liked to have gone, but I was working, so it was,
I'm glad we showed up pretty early, and I'm glad we did because I saw a bunch of people that my wife and I haven't seen in a long time. So it was
Yeah.
good to catch
that was
up.
a great
with the
photo.
little
I put it
people.
on your promo.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
trying to take pictures of the people sitting up there on the stage, and they were front lit and back lit.
Yeah.
So
There's
yeah,
no good. There was
right.
no.
No, you don't want the sun behind you and taking a picture.
They had lights and white placards in front of them that were lit, and then
let's
they
see
had
what we
lights
got here.
behind
The
them.
Godfather.
Looked like a
Makes
TV
street
set almost,
sense
huh?
There was no way.
common sense.
The only way to shoot it would have been to
Live
get
from
right
Doc's
up on them.
Seafood and
They were up on the
Steaks.
stage.
It's
Couldn't do
Island
that.
Moon Thursdays.
That's right. We are back. Make sure all this is set. Everything's going. Oh, here we go. Yes, you gotta engage the buttons. So
Hey,
we're
I got
so we're
a
on.
question for the chief. I noticed earlier in the year pickups were added to the fleet. Is there some special reason that was done?
Well, special reason we couldn't get other vehicles, so those they're F-150. They are pursuit rated police vehicles, but COVID really squashed production on specialty vehicles. And if you remember, right after that, when we got back in the groove, UAW went on strike. So Chevy workers went on strike, and
So you just couldn't get
so
them.
Tahoes we had a big order of Tahoes in, and they said, "Oh, you're not getting your Tahoes."
Huh.
Luckily,
Pursuit rated.
yeah,
Does that mean
it's a special
cop shocks, cop tires,
Yeah,
cop
heavy
engine?
alternators, running heavy electric, brakes, bigger brakes, those kind of things.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, luckily, we have good relationships with a big distributor, and he said, "Hey, I'm sitting on, X amount of Ford pursuit rated vehicles," so we switched, and we were able to get those.
They buy them out of Silsby,
Silsby, that's correct.
of all things. I see it on the city agendas. I guess they give a better deal in Silsby. I don't know.
There's no one place that has, 30, 40
Right.
vehicles. So Silsby. Right into the logo.
Oh yeah.
What
the
happened?
logo.
I figure
there
Frank
we
could
go.
get you a
Oh,
good
there you
price
go.
on some
Am I
used
sounding
ones.
better now?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you for that.
You mentioned surveillance cameras. Do we have any out here on the island that you guys can use? Like, for instance,
Besides
if
the Aquarius.
if you have somebody, if something happens and you're trying to track somebody going back over the bridge, do you have cameras that can watch them?
There's just a couple. There's only a couple. Yeah. The island, we rely on the businesses and homeowners.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, one
Well, yeah.
thing, and I think I mentioned this before. One thing that they did in Bel Air, where my dad lives in Houston, is to the main arteries in and out of the city, they've got what they call a digital fence, which is just a camera system that scans license plates. And if
Right.
Yeah,
something pops
LPRs,
up, yeah. And so I would think that having one way on and off the island out of here would be a strategic place to have a plate reader.
You have,
Right.
you have you have LPRs on the island.
We do? Okay.
You do. Yeah, you've had those for years from HIDA, from feds, from
So are they
DEA.
Really?
are they vehicle mounted, or are they use
Yes,
hide them? You
we-
hook them onto
both.
pigeons? What do you do?
There's both. There's
Yeah.
there's several vehicle mounted and private industry and police officers vehicles.
That's cool.
Private industry is really the catalyst for
Yeah.
it, right?
We
you
had
see-
some years ago, probably 15 at least, maybe a little more. We had a rash of daytime robberies. People ring the doorbell. If nobody came to the door fast enough, they kicked the door in. And we tried to put a camera here on the causeway to catch them going out. And at that time, it was about $40,000. Now it's probably, like you said, it's probably
$100.
$100.
Yeah.
Good luck putting it on the causeway though, because
Right.
TxDOT's not really amiable.
Yeah,
to
you
it.
have-
we can't get lights.
We tried here recently,
know.
a year or two ago, to do it again.
We like TxDOT though. They're our friends.
That's the half the price
very
of the
much, yeah.
stoplight was going to be.
Oh, yeah,
It's
right.
Yeah.
Well, there's cameras on the stoplights, but that's just for traffic
That's for
control.
traffic control.
We found out the hard way that those, from about 10 years ago, we started having terrible traffic jams on Whitecap. Cars the light wouldn't turn. And we figured out that it was it had been foggy in the morning, and the light and the cameras
Were glazing
couldn't
over.
see the cars, so they never would turn the light. So we had people backed up all the way down Whitecap until we figured out we needed infrared cameras.
Yeah.
Fix the problem.
I think there's an initiative citywide. They're doing a good job on that to coordinate the cameras, sync the lighting. It's not something that they've done.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but,
No.
There's a lot of good movement. There's a lot of good things happening
That's
Yeah.
still
in the city. That
relatively
Traffic has
new
improved.
technology.
Yeah.
Oh,
Traffic control has
absolutely.
improved for sure.
We had, when I was working police beat in San Antonio, we had all of a sudden we started having these convenience store robberies, and we figured out that Houston had put in color high resolution cameras, so all of the convenience store robbers,
Yeah.
they moved their career over to San Antonio.
Have you
And
seen
that
the-
happens. Displacement is a real thing.
Displacement.
Yeah, there's a term for it.
100
called
convenience
whack-a-mole.
store robberies in a month.
Yeah.
What the heck's going
Yeah,
on?
displacement's real.
Had a
Chief
special
Markle
on-
joining us here at Doc's Seafood and Steaks for Island Moon Thursday. We're glad you're joining us, and if you get a chance, come on out to Doc's and enjoy a sunset. And get my recommendation is the crab stuffed flounder. I try to get something else, but I always keep going back. It is just so awesome. They got great fried fish, great fried shrimp. That was one of Blake's favorites. He always enjoyed the fried shrimp here. And
You like the doxamole too, though.
yes, yeah, it's guacamole with crab meat. How awesome is that?
That is
Yeah.
great.
So jump on in a boat, preferably yours. Don't steal it. We've got the police
Right.
chief here.
Yes, exactly.
But come on, roll on out to Doc's and enjoy a nice dinner with friends. Wanted to ask you, since we've seen the real kind of widespread use of like Ring cameras and private security around your home cameras, has that really affected crime numbers at all, as far as like home invasions or?
Actually, anecdotally, yes. Numbers wise, that and the extra officers. So we've over the last 6 years, right? They've added 55 officers to our rolls, and we've been able to, in addition to that, because it's not easy to pick one, right?
Yeah.
One piece and say that's responsible. But in addition to those kind of things, we built a violent crime unit that works in the power hours. Our gang unit works
Right.
parallel to them, and our numbers are working. You know, folks that think more officers don't create a different. It's
gotta
that's
be
not
a
true. More
hard-
officers work.
Bad time to be a street criminal right now with cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
You had to
and-
pick your opportunities.
And our folks know what they're doing with the technology.
Well,
Yeah, so our
a lot
numbers
of
are
folks-
dropping well.
A lot of folks are really installing those, and it's nice to see the kids on bikes and outside, kind of like what we used to do with Stingrays, and you park at somebody's house, except for the part where they were jumping off a cruiser into the water.
yeah.
But that's what kids do. The other thing we've noticed when we're with Complete Foundation Repairs and we're out, you know, I don't want to get shot, so we're having to work on the back of somebody's dock, and we've got the okay from the POAs or whatever they are, homeowners, to go look at their bulkheads and bulkhead decking. But we always want to make sure that the people are home, because they're suspicious of anybody
Sure, yeah.
that's walking along their dock, and you'll see somebody with binoculars looking at us, and we're just like, we're here with the foundation. So places like Nextdoor and those kind of sites in the
Oh,
pins
yeah.
Facebook page,
Geez Louise.
they're already after you. Like, hey, who is that out there? But it's good to know people
That's
have
a
Neighbors,
good
looking
thing.
out for you.
neighbors.
You go back about 10, 15 years, and you had a couple prolific boat burglars.
Yeah.
Right,
I remember that.
running up and down the canals in their boats, stealing props and fishing poles and anything. That
Yeah.
could, you know.
So I just got a note from one of my coworkers, Robert Azazi, and it's the perennial question that you get about a substation, a police substation on the island. I mean, we look at that every 3 to 4 years.
Somebody new moves to the island and says we need a
We
post
need a
office and a
police-
substation.
Yes, post office.
Yeah.
and
But you have to.
substation.
Those are for about 80,000 population or something like that, right?
Yeah, but most importantly, remember we used to have a reporting station here,
Yeah.
commingled with the fire department there in Commodore.
Right.
Kept waking them up.
Yeah, you know about that? Boy, they were angry.
Yeah.
They didn't like that.
My office is
that's-
right across the
Oh,
street.
that's funny.
No,
yeah,
geez.
that's a true story actually. But in inclement weather times, we have to move the entire operation off the island. So
Oh.
it's not it's a good place to have temporary stations when we need them, like
Right.
we do now.
Yeah.
But a permanent station is really
It really.
operationally it doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's about $1 million for the computer system or something like that, right? Because
It's a lot of money.
you have to
yeah.
download when you do a shift change. You have to download all of that data
Yeah,
at the station. You got to have the computers to do that. You just
Right.
redid the station in the
we
Bluff,
did,
right?
yeah. You have a real nice substation in the Bluff, right there at Graham and Waldron, And remember, that's your district. Your district is not just the island; it's Flower
Right.
Bluff.
Bravo
and
district, right?
Oso is the natural barrier for your district.
Right.
So-
And you guys have a heck of a presence
Police
out
district.
here.
Bravo.
Let me clarify that. Police district.
Right. You guys have a heck of a presence out here during spring break and no refusals anyway. So
We do, yeah.
you guys are out here.
We've
a
been
lot.
working pretty well out here. We have a pretty good system, good planning.
Slow this time of year. Not much going on.
You
Right.
just jinxed us, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, but there seems to be a lot more going on downtown, and I wanted to ask you about this. City Council. We're not going to get too far into. We're not going to talk about water or anything else, but there was
Short-term rentals.
There was a good there was a good kerfluffle down there a couple of weeks ago, and we saw that there were 3 arrests for public disturbance and 1 for public urination.
Oh, it was in the council.
It was in the council. So the public disturbance we saw, but the one for public urination. So
I think it was one of the people that was getting hauled out, wasn't it?
we were trying to
It-
figure
it
out
was.
how
So
much
she-
does
well-
it take? I mean, a little dribble down the leg.
Yeah, what
Take this from a misdemeanor to a
Where's
felony.
the line?
Yeah,
How
where's
much
the line?
urine does it
So,
take?
so this
I don't know if you
this-
can talk about it, but
this
yeah.
resident, she has some issues, and
Yeah.
we diverted some resources to her to get her some help. You know, so that's not.
That's got to
that-
be
you
in.
know, that's we just had. Remember, there's a core function there. It's a limited public meeting, right? They're allowed to have rules of conduct. It's not like having a meeting on a sidewalk or a gathering.
Right.
Right.
There's a different set of rules. The council is allowed, governing body is absolutely allowed to have rules of conduct and enforce those rules of conduct.
Right.
So, our goal is to make sure that folks who are waiting to speak and the meeting can speak and the meeting can move forward. And sometimes, unfortunately, we try everything we can not to have to remove some folks, but we found ourselves in that position. Unfortunately, we didn't create it.
Right.
Right. We were set to solve that issue.
Well, it was.
So,
it was.
But in this particular lady, she needed some help, and we got her the help.
It was
It's-
it's almost like planned disruption
It was.
of the meeting.
I have no doubt.
It didn't seem to be spontaneous. But now that the water issue is behind us, maybe it'll calm down a little bit.
Maybe.
I hope so. You know that there's a silver lining. You know that you did have a few people who were maybe got carried away, right?
Yeah.
I wish they had not.
Yeah.
But you had a lot of young folks, regardless. You know, I don't begrudge people their passion, right?
Sure.
Right.
The
Yeah.
process is supposed to work like that. You have an opportunity to speak publicly, and most of them did. They went and they spoke, and they may
But-
not align with your vision or my vision or
Right,
somebody
yeah.
else's, but they were there. And
They confuse though with their First Amendment rights, but it's different when you have, like you said, a public meeting like that. It's not
In-
the
in a
same as
quorum,
being on the
yeah,
street
it's-
corner,
yeah.
You have to maintain decorum
it's
Right.
in
different,
front of the diocese.
right?
Right.
Correct.
Because you can't just go screaming at a judge. Oh well, I'm using my First Amendment. Well, let's see how well that works.
Your right's in that the other fellow's nose. That's how that goes. Where are you guys with recruiting? You've been adding, 5 officers a year, something like that?
Yeah, we have 5 more in this budget over attrition, which is a great thing, by the way. Yeah, but we put them to use, like I said. These special units are really having a huge impact on our numbers.
How many officers you have now? What's your staff?
It's 501 for
Uniform.
uniform. It's going to go to 506. I have about 210-ish, 209 civilians also. Remember, I oversee the Metrocom and
Right.
911 dispatch.
Right.
You have trouble keeping people in 911?
Well, 911 in general, everywhere around
Yeah.
the world, 911 is a high turnover rate. But
Yeah.
we have some very long tenured and very talented
Mm.
people in there.
This is just because it's a high stress job?
It's an incredibly high stress job. I say, not to be degrading to our officers, because we have, in my opinion, the best officers, but that is a job most officers couldn't do.
Yeah.
So I had to, I say pleasure, because I think I cut my teeth in management. As a captain, I oversaw our PSAP, our 911 operations, and man, you learn a lot. You learn the enormous amount of stress that those folks, those ladies and men go through.
Yeah.
Man, they're incredible people.
Yeah.
If you watch the multitask, have you ever been down to our? Have you ever
No,
toured?
no.
You should come down. I invite you to come down and look at our PSAP. It looks like NASA
I-
down there.
I
And
said on-
they run
Pretty
multiple
interesting.
screens. They're typing 100 words a minute. They're following a busy. One of the working channels can track 50 officers. They're running and gunning. It's incredible.
Like running
to
an
watch.
assignments desk in a television station.
It is incredible. The amount of work they do is
They were
incredible.
very kind to me. I had an issue with my screen went out on my iPhone, and I couldn't turn it off. And so then it comes up, it's like, is this an emergency? And it sent out a like one more
Yeah.
squeeze, and I got it back up, and this is 911. Did you call? And I said,
Yeah.
well, it was one of the issue with my phone. Well, I understand. Well, thank you very much. It's very pleasant, very kind. Because I bet that happens all the time. You know, it's like somebody butt dials them accidentally.
Yeah.
It's no
very,
fun.
very dimensional in there. And
Yeah.
we get the falls. Matter of fact, my mom, she passed away since, but we had bought her an iWatch, and she had fell and cracked her head on the sidewalk,
Oh.
and her watch called 911, and it sends in the Annie Alley, right? It sends in
Yeah.
the location.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's
How many dispatchers do you have at any given time?
at a given time?
You
Well,
have
well,
10 or
yeah, you may run up to 10 on answering 911 calls, and then you'll have 4 operational channels, an info channel. You'll run a fire channel, so 2 supervisors.
so they dispatch. They're actually they're dispatching crews as the calls come in.
Absolutely, and the calls are being seen live on the MBTs in the units.
What kind of training do you give them to get them up to speed
Oh,
for that?
we have academies, just like police academies.
Really?
There's an academy in session right now with 12 dispatchers and
Huh.
potential dispatchers. Yeah.
Man.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right on.
And it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. You should really
I'll come down and take
come
a
and
look.
look.
Yeah,
Look at
you're
a
not-
classroom. It's a pretty networked room. You'd like it, and then look at the actual operations center.
So is there like a training module we could go down and practice to go through? Like all the lights are blinking and the phones are ringing. Oh my goodness!
DEFCON 3!
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy and the candy line.
Yeah, right.
No,
Exactly.
I'd be spinning plates over there, and Dale and I would just be getting to talk to the first one. Yeah, excuse me, hold. Yeah, that would be tough.
I invite you to look, not touch.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I might find my home down there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I've over the years, I sit in a news desk. You run 15 crews, a couple of helicopters up in the air, and you've got to multitask.
You
and
sure
that's-
do.
Otherwise, you get swamped.
Sure. Once you're behind, you don't catch up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not life and death there. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have a bad day at work and,
you get all your crews on one
Some-
side of town, and something blows up on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry Elizondo can barely handle the chopper for the power hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Live chopper.
Yeah, right.
So-
It eats up fuel.
Yeah, it does. It's hard to park back over there off of SPID.
And it doesn't run on water.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
How
God.
do you guys interact with the port, Chief? The port's got its own security, right?
So, some police department. Yep.
So do they recruit out of your ranks sometimes?
Well, a lot. We have guys that retire and go to the port. We have many retirees working in the port, and the director over safety is Mark Gutierrez, is one of my assistant chiefs, lifelong friend in
Okay.
the PD, wonderful man, super talented. Of course, Gianna Moore's the police chief there, but they have a police department. They have they have an operational task to perform. Investigations roll over to us, things
Huh.
like that. If it's complicated or something, because we have the investigatory staff and
Yeah,
the means and all those.
So I was thinking about you guys when I was watching the council meeting. They were talking about the investigation into the lawsuit and all that stuff that's going on. They kept saying, "Why don't you send it to the police department?" And I could hear you screaming it. No, don't send it to the police department.
He's just shaking your head in the background.
No, we don't dodge. We don't dodge those kind of things.
Well,
It is what it is.
in that case, it needed to go to an outside. They hired an
party, yeah.
outside attorney, and that's probably the way that should have gone. When you have 4 of the council people abstaining, then
Because they're all associated with the
yeah,
project.
you probably don't want your police department getting in the middle of that.
No.
I have a feeling that's just going to go away. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens with it.
But I kept
We
sitting
did
there.
think about you though on that.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't send it to the police department.
Right.
So, what's your big challenge now? You're going through a budget, I guess, right?
Budget's passed.
Is it?
Our budget's passed. I think there might be a couple things not for us in the city that they're hashing. I think there's a fee for rental properties or something that I'm not sure what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
But I think most of the budget is done, and we'll move forward from here. So
Arranged a few things. Did you get anything that you were asking for in addition to?
I didn't ask for anything special, of course. We need units. We're going to get units. There's always a replacement. It's just like
That's a
just like
rollover,
personnel.
right?
Yeah, they run 24 hours a day. Our police cars do. They last about 3 years, so you have to
Right.
replace a certain percentage of your fleet every year to stay current.
Right.
So that'll right out of the chute. We'll organize those purchases. our extra officers, right, for the next year's academy. We'll start working on that.
When does
expanding
it
our
start?
recruiting. July.
July.
There's academy just started this July, but the next one will start next July, and
How many-
we'll
how
open it
many-
up in October.
How many candidates go in?
Oh, 1,000, 1,100.
Really?
They'll start the process, and we'll filter it down to 25 to 35.
Wow.
Right. It's
That's a
highly.
lot of attrition.
It's yes.
Well, just that's the application process.
Right.
Right.
How many females normally?
Oh man, I think right now this academy has 25-30% females. Yeah, we have about 190 to 100 females in the department right now. Out of that's a huge number.
Scattered just across all the various disciplines.
All over. Yep, they're wonderful. And they're
How many
hard work.
How many homicide detectives do you have?
The unit,
Yeah,
man, I want to say the unit. It's just robbery homicide. I think it's about 10.
together.
Yeah, I'm speaking off the cuff.
How
Right.
far from realistic is the whole Law and Order type shows with kind of robbery homicide detectives?
Well, it depends on which version of Law and Order. If you go,
Right. Because there's like 8 spinoffs.
So yeah,
if you go back to the original,
Yeah.
that's pretty realistic.
running
Yeah.
like-
That's
30,
okay,
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
because
cool.
always with all these new police shows and detective things that come out, it's like okay, it's
procedurals.
yeah,
yes,
and like, how is it really that fast to get a bunch of this lab work back? It seems like
No.
they go get
No,
coffee
not-
and come
not
back
at
and the
all.
fingerprints
Not
are
DNA.
Not
in.
at all.
Yeah,
no,
right.
not at all.
DNA used to take 6 weeks. Now it's probably down to a couple of weeks or something.
Yeah, it
right?
takes a while.
I learned covering police shops, police departments, that the guys you wanted to hang out with in the morning, you wanted to have coffee with the robbery guys, because the homicide guys, a lot of that stuff happened overnight, and in homicide, their complainants are deceased, but in robbery, they're looking for some knucklehead that just stuck up a store and he's still running around out
Right,
there.
yeah.
So they're plugged into everything. They're
The game is
talking to-
afoot.
They're live.
If
Yeah.
you want to know what's going on in the police station, go talk to the robbery guy.
Yeah, no one wants to hang around the coroner's office or the medical examiner's like, oh,
Well, you call over there at night, say, no, it's dead over here, nothing going on.
I think the evolution from, the old school, is the integration of your outside units with so robbery, homicide, and those were kind of siloed institutions, right? They
Yeah.
were. Now, when you watch them work with synergy with the gang unit and with the violent crime unit, and they're putting out, anybody know who this is, and then in 5 seconds, somebody from
Somebody-
VCU says, this is him, this is where he lives, this is his girlfriend, this is where he drives.
Wow.
Right.
It's literally like this. The synergy that's been created by building these teams, right? It's not just robbery, homicide by themselves. There's gang, there's VCU.
We're
there's
glad you came back.
DPO.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
Glad you
appreciate
came
that.
back. But
What is our gang problem like here? Is it does it come and go, or is it pretty constant?
It's constant, but we have a great gang unit. It's mostly a lot of intel, right? Do you remember back in the early 90s, there were shootouts in the parks and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
those kind of
Yes.
things?
Yeah.
We've seen a little resurgence of that with this young generation.
Right.
And it's cyclical. The kids come up, grandkids now, they're doing the same thing.
Got to figure out where the boundaries
but
are.
got to earn their
We're
street
doing
cred.
very well
Yeah.
in
I used to go
squashing
out
that.
with the PD in San Antonio. They had a graffiti squad.
Yeah.
After they had some sort of a gang incident, they go out and read the graffiti. Somebody would, I shot him.
Yeah.
And-
Graffiti's all social media now.
You can read it.
That's the graffiti.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's
how they
interesting.
show
Wow.
what they, it's all digital now. Yeah.
how many folks are you watching social media? No, because back in the day, I had a guy that would threaten me. He says, I know where you live. And I called, I believe it was a Robert, I forgot what his last name was. He handled that for me because this guy threatened me over a post. Like, well, if you don't, because he kept making fun of this guy and just threatening him. Then he threatened me. And I thought, nah, that's going too far.
Oh my
Yeah, we do
gosh.
threat assessments like that all the time. Unfortunately, our council, you see the way the world
Yeah.
is right now.
Good
We
grief,
take
yeah.
it serious. We do door knocks. We have come to Jesus meetings with people.
Yeah, I had to have one
I
of
bet.
those.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
I-
people.
Yeah.
They
When
just
a-
think
when a
it's the
guy's-
Wild West, right?
When a guy sends me an email that says, I know where your office is, that's when
Yeah,
I
that's a
call.
problem.
That's
That's
too
a
far.
problem, yeah.
And you had a guy in Portland do that this week
We did, yeah.
with the council.
Yeah.
And
And he's stashed away in Pennsylvania right now.
Really?
Yeah, we ran him down.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I don't know where. He,
Well, it's a
he
Texas
took that
threat.
down right away, right? Yeah.
It's a Texas threat when he says something's fixing to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no room for that. And regardless of where you stand, we should all just agree on
Yeah.
it, right? There's no room for that kind of
People
thing.
get wired. They get themselves all worked up in front of a keyboard. And then, so has that been settled?
Well, we know
that
who it is.
particular incident?
Yeah.
Was he didn't seem like he might have just been somebody who just got carried away.
He's venting, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if you vent like that, we're
Yeah.
gonna reach out to you.
Is that you seeing more of that these days? You got it.
That's been pretty constant.
Has it?
We just don't talk a lot about it, but
Yeah.
we do. We had some guy that doxed one of my assistant chiefs, David Blackman, and I don't know if you know David Blackman. He posted his address, and I was just shaking my head, thinking, "Man, that is the wrong guy to post his address." Do not go to David's house, please.
That's going too far.
Please, yeah.
How big a boy are you?
You don't want to.
Yeah, right.
You do not want to go down that road.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick
it's,
radio commercial break.
Is Brandy Moss still
So
around?
we will see
Okay,
if I can
good.
get all this plugged in and
what?
going. Make sure I get the right one
Yeah.
here. And thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, she was really helpful years ago. She did a bunch of presentations for ISAC.
Roy D. Bursler.
He was from Tulsa. He started
He
in
just
Tulsa.
passed away. He was like my age, a little
Yeah,
younger.
no, it's funny.
He called up his brother, who was a sheriff, and he disguised his voice as some kind of a modulator thing, and he told us his brother, and he had said, "I'm coming right on over there."
I'm coming
I
over.
said, how big of an old boy are you?
The one that
Well,
the one that cracked me up.
apparently
we
the
called-
commercial wasn't playing. Okay, the commercial wasn't playing. So I will
That's
fix this,
always
and
online.
we'll get right back to it here in a little bit. But anyways, we've got Chief Markle here on Island Moon Thursday.
And Roy D. Mercer, evidently. Oh, no, he passed away, though, didn't
I
he?
didn't know he passed away.
No, that he would call up. He called up Walmart one time, and he says, "My wife Sharon Green, she bought some seat covers, and y'all had green apples on sale." And he said, "I want you to replace my seat covers," in so many words. Sorry, that was as clean as I could make it. Yeah.
He was KVOO, I think.
Yeah, we had.
When
He was
started.
so funny. But yeah, it's. I mean, you talk about that kind of stuff when it comes to police work, because you gotta laugh sometimes. It's too stressful not to have a few laughs.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm sure you catch people doing some dumb stuff, too. So you're like, really?
How about Flower Bluff NCIS and have Lou Diamond Phillips star?
Yeah.
He's from the Bluff. His dad was
They're
on.
trying to get him as a grand marshal this year
Right.
again for the
Right.
La Posada parade.
Yeah,
They're talking to him. I don't know if they got the schedule worked out.
We need to get one of those things down on the thing like they do with Selena. Have one of him and La Bamba, a little
Yeah,
statue of him. Could be.
We'll be having we can talk to Ramon when he comes on later. He's going to televise that parade. It'll be here before you know it.
That is. It's only 98 sleeps till Christmas.
Is it really?
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Christmas
Keep up
boys
with us.
over
It's
here.
almost time for that. The thing that you put Advil and can. Oh no, it's the Advent calendar. That was Bad Santa, but it's about time for that. Where the grandmas are sending those things out. Like, I better get one for so and so. Get one for the dog. So it's closer than you think, even though it's hot.
Well, they're starting. We had some people on from La Posada recently. It's gonna go over 3 weeks this year, 2 or
Right.
3 weeks. Last year had to do it all in 1 week because of some scheduling issue, I think, with the Marines. I didn't know the Marines had a schedule, but I guess they did.
Oh, they stick to it too.
Oh, yeah. So I saw Chief Markle last week at the Wind and the Sails deal. That was pretty good.
That was great.
Sat
Yeah.
right behind him. So
They're gonna have to cut that thing if they're gonna get it on PBS.
yeah,
they're gonna have to get it
75
down
minutes,
to an
yeah.
hour.
But that was a good story.
That
they
was
pulled
great, wasn't
together.
it?
Yeah.
There's such talent right
Surprising,
here.
We had Ken on here last week.
Yeah.
Came on. He's lived out here since 1980.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good things for the island over the years.
All right, I'm gonna give this one more shot. See if we've got the radio commercials going here. See if this will play.
Spinning plates in the air, Jacob.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, speaking of Homeland Security,
They're back. They tend to come out here when we're here.
I
It's
don't.
your ride, Chief.
Yeah, right. They do. I hope they're not listening. Maybe they are. I hope they are listening. Guys,
used
if
to
you're
have-
listening, wave to us.
DPS used to have 4 of those or 6 of those boats like that.
Nope. We
Yeah.
got
They probably still do.
They had a 50 caliber machine gun they could mount on them. They kept one of them out here on the island for a
Yeah.
long time.
They moved everything down in the valley, in
Did
the
they?
river down there for several years. So
How do you guys have you seen? Are we back? Where are we?
We're good. We're on a commercial break on the radio, so I'm just gonna check that, make
But
sure
we're-
that the
but we're
audio's up
still
on that.
live
But
on
we're still live on YouTube.
Facebook.
Does how do you guys interact with ICE? They've been really active down here all of a sudden. More active.
Yeah, that's their.
Do you interact with the feds much?
Well, we have task force officers on all our federal units, not ICE, but
Yeah.
DEA, FBI's, Marshal Service,
Those guys.
those HSI. But HSI is our child trafficking team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's which is a unfortunate necessity, and they do.
Well, they do,
They do
and I
great
get
work.
those.
Yeah. No, yes, please.
I get those
Thank you so much.
notices all the time on my phone. What they used to call Amber Alerts. I don't know if they still call them that.
Right, the reverse alerts.
Reverse,
like I
yeah.
said, that saved my coworkers from.
But they used to.
Potentially
I
something
get them
crazy.
from, a lot of them are custodial, non-custodial parents. it
Thank you.
looks like.
Appreciate that.
When they give you the description of the guy and his license plate and his driver's license number, that's a non-custodial parent
Right.
Yeah.
more often.
How about
Most of them are known, right?
Yeah.
Most of them
Right,
are. Yeah.
yeah.
I get a
Everybody got
kick
rap
out of
sheets.
the big lighted signs that DPS has up over the road, and it says, "Don't drive distracted. Keep your eyes on the road."
right? It's like,
Quit looking at this.
quit looking at this. Exactly. And you guys obviously also work with Border Patrol because they have a pretty heavy presence down Padre Island National Seashore, and that kind of comes and goes too. But all of a sudden, we'll get people dropped off around Bob Hall Pier, and there's 7 or 8 of them. And they scatter. Do they call you at that instance? You know what I mean?
Well, if there's a law enforcement need,
They allow.
right?
Yeah.
I remember a lot of your seashore stuff they're floating dope up, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's why you have your LPR array out there.
Yeah.
Right. So
Can they-
yeah. So it just depends on the need. We're all.
Well, they have eyes.
we're
I'm
well
sure DEA and whoever the Homeland Security, they got eyes down the National Seashore. They got infrared cameras
do,
and
yeah.
all of that.
Yeah, they
stuff.
do.
And they run
Yeah.
the border. They run the coastline.
Every time I
Yeah.
drive down the Smuggler's Road down there, the last access road before you go into Penn's, my phone drops out. You go by that tower, and there's so much microwave traffic coming off of that tower, it kills my cell phone. They're keeping an eye on it, everything going on. I was looking, when I was doing this story on the surveillance cameras this week, it reminded me of the murder that happened down in Clayburgh, and they caught that guy.
Yeah.
They knew he was crossing the border because they caught him on a surveillance camera.
Yeah. One of the cameras coming over the bridge. Yeah.
He's going into Mexico.
Group since 1966. Retro Tejano
We're coming back.
104.1
Here we
and
go.
Retro Country 105.9 and 103.3 and available worldwide on our app at Retro Radio CC. It's the Power Hour with Larry Elizondo, the Godfather, who makes street sense
it always
meet
helps to
common
have a few
sense.
things
Now,
written
live
down
from
that we
Doc's
can
Seafood and Steaks, it's
going
Island
back
Moon
and forth.
Thursdays.
So, a lot of this was
That is right.
tides
Thank
and
you,
things
Ed
from
Aconius.
this morning
We are
before we got
live
on.
here at Doc's
Yeah.
Seafood and Steaks on KUKA Driscoll, Texas,
No,
105.9 and 103.3.
We did good.
We got Ted
everything.
Mandel, Dale Rankin, Jay Gardner, Chief
Arr.
Mike Markle, Tyler Thorson. My name is Jacob Oggs, and there's a lot of boat traffic.
Wow.
Coming through right now. It's
It is a
just
beautiful
got
time to be
buzzed.
on the
They're
water.
obeying the wake zone too.
Yeah, amazing.
Look how
So-
smooth that water is. Though. It's beautiful.
So
Yeah.
just to reiterate, Chief, while we got you here, because the all-terrain vehicles, off-road vehicles, no change in the law.
No, the law's the same. Like I said, your business owners should have that posted for people to read. But it's the ordinance is pretty straightforward. Just what we spoke about. Residential streets, 35 miles an hour or less. Have to have a driver's license.
Stay off of SPID.
Yeah, you can cross it, but don't
Cross
drive
it,
up and down
yeah.
it. Yeah. Enjoy your life. Careful with your children.
what about
please.
rules on the beach?
Well, just follow the rules. Right?
Stay out of the
15 minutes.
dunes.
You have a speed limit. Stay off the dunes and
Mm-hmm.
right, and make sure that you have. There is a part in there that's very important, and that is that DOT approved muffler spark.
Oh yeah.
Spark
preventer,
arrestor,
right?
yeah,
Spark
yeah,
arrestor. So don't go out there and start a fire, and that's not a lecture. It's just
Yeah, don't drive
if
through the
you're- if
dunes.
If we're
Nice.
dictating, if we're reciting rules up here, just that's a
Well,
big
it
one.
sounds like that we're talking about digital cameras and the communication stuff. Technology seems like it's changed police work.
It has changed police work tremendously. It's a benefit. It's a huge benefit.
Good.
a force multiplier, we'll call it, right?
Yeah.
So it gives us eyes.
You got eyes and ears
I
everywhere.
tell the story about, just one drone story is, we had a big fight, gang members put a drone in the air and it was able to track, 10 people at the same time.
Scattering, yeah.
We know right
yeah.
one. There's one hiding under the car. There's his heat signature. There's one over there behind the bushes. There's his heat signature. Right?
Yeah, that I went to
So-
an expo a while ago in Houston from that DJ I put on about a bunch of their new enterprise technology and stuff that's coming out, and they have like the self-deploying units.
That's what we have those now. We got a good demonstration yesterday for FPR, our FRP, First Responder Program, right?
Yeah,
Drone
yeah.
program.
Well, and it's changed the way that you guys behave, especially during spring break, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Still
Now it's gotten so so advanced that these programs attached to your CAD system. So all your calls have an anti-alley, latitude, longitude attached to them.
Right.
So you have somebody screening these calls that's running the drones, and they'll click on it. Let's say it's a major accident on the freeway. They'll click on it, and the drone will just take off and head that way.
Really?
You don't have to drive it. Right.
Where are they dispatched from?
Well, right now we have most of them are mobile, but we do dispatch from the roof of our main station right now.
Wow.
So that's a big drone, and that has a 3-mile radius.
Yeah.
And
Work
then-
that
and
used-
it has
used to
an
be
optics that
helicopter
can see
work.
helicopters are going to be by the wayside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's too much money. They're not as effective as a drone.
And personnel in the air is
Yeah.
And the
Can-
rechargeable.
Huh.
And,
yeah.
and
They
the
just came-
optics on this the one on the roof is a 1.5 mile optic on that.
Jeez.
This week, there was a press conference over at university. They came out with a new. It's an AI application for drones
Oh, yeah.
for after a disaster, where they used to fly. You have 20 people sitting at 20 screens with 20 drones. Now you still got 20 drones, but it's one screen,
One screen, yeah.
and AI is looking at all the screens at the same time. It's looking for assessing damage, looking for survivors, whatever you tell it to look for.
They have thermal
Oh, yeah.
on some of
and
these
it's
drones.
it's
All of them
real
now
time.
pretty
That's
much
great.
standard, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Chief, when do you figure that they're going to have like a robotic Belgian Malinois dog? I mean,
They
I
are
don't think
robotic dogs. They're not
Yeah,
real
I don't think it's too
practical.
far fetched. They have them. I've seen them at all the little demonstrations we have.
Well, you got them to go into buildings and stuff like that, right?
We have drones that go into buildings. We have the Roach you can throw through a window and it'll pop up and drive around and search a building. We have the
Wow.
little
Little
drones that'll
small one,
search.
handheld. You can
Yeah, just drive all around, fly
Yeah.
all around the room.
gather
We have
intel
a-
that way without
we have
having.
bigger drones or bigger robots that can go up and open a door and push it open. Yeah.
Does
SWAT
it
team
change
has
the
that.
way you run a police department? It's
Of
probably
course.
caused a reallocation of resources. I would
Of
think.
course, yeah, you have to move people to those teams, but
Yeah.
they're effective. Again, in the end, it's a force multiplier, and
Right.
your major crimes start falling.
Right,
The
right.
numbers start falling. So.
What about bike patrols on the island? Are those come and go? Are we going to see those again?
We have a bike team, and I send them to the island in different neighborhoods throughout the year. I know the islanders love to see the bikes. come
Well,
by.
Yeah.
we got so many,
We see
dead
them
end
downtown a
cul-de-sacs,
lot.
fingertips. You put one guy on a bike riding down Aquarius, he can cover a lot of ground in a hurry.
They can ride every street on this side of the freeway in about 3 hours.
Okay.
That's the last, and that they have electric bikes now too.
Yeah. Okay. The
So
e-bikes.
they
Yeah.
pedal. They look like normal, bikes, but they're e-bikes.
Yeah.
So it's like the island chips, but chasing down the little roving gangs of kids on e-bikes.
That's a force multiplier.
That is absolutely, absolutely.
You get them out in the neighborhoods, and even the kids on electric bikes will behave for a little while.
For a while.
So
yeah.
that was something that had been discontinued. A lot of times programs get scrapped because you just scream manpower. But
Yeah.
I brought that back because I think it's so impactful for people's feeling of their well-being.
Sure.
They want to see officers. It's more personable, and they can roll up on things that a unit can't.
And
Right.
downtown, when you went to the bike cops, motorized bike cops on dirt bikes, that changed the game for a lot because
Oh,
the
yeah, 'cause
response
they
was
could-
almost instant.
They could cruise.
They
yeah.
they could roll slowly enough to make a presence known, and
They
and
can also
people
go
saw them and heard them.
55.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also get on it when you need. So that was pretty cool. I really when I was living downtown, I realized that was a game changer.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think your biggest challenge is going forward as an administrator in a PD? What do you see out there? Is it
Well-
some of what we're talking about, keeping up with the technology?
It's bringing in the technology. We are that's one, but we're blessed that all of our technology is purchased by the foundation, by public
Oh,
right? By public offerings, that, they're donations.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Nearly all of it. So, which is great. 'Cause you have to be nimble when new products come out.
Sure.
The bureaucracy, it'll be
As long as they don't bring back
it'll
the
be
red
old
light
tech by the
cameras.
time you get it, right? So you want to be
Red
nimble.
light cameras.
But manpower is always the workforce is always the big challenge. We compete against Houston, San Antonio
Right.
for out of the
For
same bucket of
resources,
personnel for
and
people,
Everybody's
for our
got
cars.
collective bargaining, right?
Yep, for
Right.
and any major city. We're a major city. We don't like to believe it, but we are a major city in the big scope of things. In most states, a city our size would be the capital city, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's the truth. So we compete for our units, for the cars we drive. We compete for the personnel, the clothes we buy,
Sure.
everything we have. We have to compete with major cities.
So you have to watch the pay scale in Houston, San Antonio.
Did you see that? Did you see the
Yeah.
changes they made this year?
No.
Oh,
No.
Houston, I think a one-year officer is making $90,000 base pay.
Wow.
I
And
think
Dallas followed suit.
I think they had
and
to
then-
go to that.
Yeah,
Because
right.
they were
Dallas-
having
Dallas
such
followed
big
suit.
recruiting problems.
And now San Antonio, and they're all hiring 200-300 over attrition. So,
Oh, right.
Really?
Yeah.
so they're we're all, and even
you
Austin
gotta be-
is seeing the error of their ways, and they're defunding the police, and they're trying to
Yeah.
grow their department
You
back.
know, I was up there.
yeah.
I was
Which
up there
every
about a
city
month
has
ago, and
that
there's
went down that road.
the homeless people went away. It took downtown. I didn't see homeless people in downtown Austin. I don't know what they did. I was there a year ago, and they were everywhere. I was just there a few weeks ago. I didn't see them anymore.
Well,
They
Interesting.
gave them bus tickets to San Antonio, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
something. We were talking earlier about Captain Brandy Moss.
Brandy Moss, yeah.
She was very helpful. Speaking of the ATVs and the UTV ordinances, she was front and center with that when we were going through that with
I remember
ISAC.
that. She came out to ISAC.
Yeah, no, she
yeah.
was great. Did
She's your district
presentations.
captain here right now. So yeah.
Okay,
She is?
she's captain
Yeah, she
out
is,
here.
yeah.
Great.
How many
That's
many
awesome.
officers assigned to the Bravo district?
To the Bravo district?
I mean, 25, 30, 50?
Oh no, it should be 45 to 50
45
officers
to
total.
50.
Yeah.
And they work in 3 shifts, right?
There's several shifts that
They
they work 10-hour shifts, but there's several overlapping shifts.
and then you've got directed patrol you can send to the island when you need it.
Correct. Yeah, you have direct patrol officers that are assigned here to be problem solvers for you. Jody Fedler is one of yours. I don't know if you've met him. He's quite the doer. He gets things done. All of them do. They're
Yeah.
all wonderful. Task oriented,
Yeah.
project oriented.
Right. Well, we've always had kind of an island cop over the years. It's Chris now.
Yeah,
it's
with
kind
who?
of Alton.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
And we, something
Now
goes
you have
wrong, we call
Gazelle Ray,
Alton,
right?
hey,
Right.
what's going on?
Get,
Yeah,
get,
now
his,
you
get
have
his cell
Alton,
phone.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
But like right now it's a lull. Not much for the PD guys to do out here right now because we
Well, presence matters. So.
Yeah.
We need to be out here.
So
you
there's-
guys deserve that. It doesn't.
Yeah.
three officers assigned at any given time.
There should
right?
be. There's 2 beats, and then there's a hot tax paid officer for the beaches. So that's 7
right.
days a week, right?
Wow.
And then there's some overlap during the midday.
This time of year, we're kind of in a lull. You see the business, everything is down. Business just slows down. Then the winter Texans show up and all the trouble they bring.
Well, then the belt sander races kick
Yeah.
off
You
again.
need to have a police version, like souped up with the heavier disc brakes and all that kind of stuff. Just like a cruiser, like, oh my God, this is illegal. Wow.
Well, dude, what about boats? Do you have a boat out here?
We don't.
Oh, that's-
no,
you
we
don't?
don't. That's a hot topic, right? No, we don't. Parks and Wildlife. We have a couple boats for our dive teams,
Right.
right?
But you don't
no,
dispatch
we
them
don't. We don't patrol in boats. No. We do operations with Parks and Wildlife. Things like that. But
Is there a reason for that? Why don't
it's
you?
a
Is it
huge
cost?
expenditure.
Right.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I mean, really, you don't have that much waterborne problem. You mentioned earlier the
Issues now, and we have a lot of overlapping resources.
Yeah.
The port has many boats. You
Yeah.
have the Coast Guard. You have the Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Game wardens,
Right.
Game
yeah, they're-
wardens. So-
DHS.
So you,
Right,
you have
yeah.
a lot of boats, and it's drones are something that's eating away at that need also.
Sure.
It's not just right. We can
Right.
send we
Mhm.
can send drones over the water and look around.
Well,
think
when
about
that shooting went down, the guy ran out to the island with a gun. You sent the drone out there with a speaker on it,
We
right?
sure did,
what was the
yeah.
story on that?
He took a shot at a sheriff over there on Flower Bluff Drive, and then went down under the Oso
Yes.
overpass, and then swam out to that little
Oh,
spoor
that's
line
right.
there. So he had a
Forgot
gun.
about that.
He had a gun. We just sent a drone out there first.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. He swam for it.
Yeah, he swam for it, but yeah, and that helped. We had eyes on him, you know. So they,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
He swam for it.
Let's
They'll
go
never
the
get me
slowest
over
we
here.
possibly can. Yeah, all right.
A few
He
years
landlocked
ago, they had
himself.
a guy. He was burglarizing a house, and they chased him into an oak knot over behind what's
You're
now
not
Homeland
going anywhere
Seafood.
in there, yeah.
Well, he ran in there, and the coyotes started yipping at him.
right.
And the officer that was there, who I think may be the guy who's currently the sheriff,
Right.
got on. He didn't want to go in there because it is difficult to get in there. So they got the patrolman got on the speaker in his patrol car, and he told the guy, "Those are police dogs, and if you don't come out, we're gonna sick them on you."
Yeah, we're gonna chew you
Yeah,
out.
and out he comes. Yeah.
Out he came really quick. Yes.
enthusiastic.
Speaking of
police
sheriff,
dogs,
Sheriff Chris Hooper, his public information officer Natalie Williams, who's married to Carl.
Carl. Oh, yeah, Big
Speaking
Carl.
of,
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
Carl.
yeah.
He and I used to do reps together. Work out.
I'm sure, yeah.
Compare biceps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl's a monster.
Oh, yeah.
He's the nicest guy. I always see
He's a
them
great
working
guy,
out
yeah.
at the athletic club.
They do.
But
Hey,
look
she's
at this
wanting to have.
special guest.
The sheriff wants to come next Thursday for the night out. So I said we had put that on the
Yeah.
schedule to get you out there, along with I guess Todd
Last
Hunter.
time we
maybe.
had him on was when I got scammed by a guy who told me I was going to get arrested by the U.S. Marshals if I didn't go to Walmart and get him a cashier's check. So the sheriff came on and laughed at me.
Yes.
Yeah,
I had to
did.
admit,
Yeah,
I admit it.
So they want to come on, so I'll just put that in there for you.
So I'm driving
Oh,
around like a
goodness.
dumbass.
We got a special
Go to
guest. Debbie
Walmart.
Farrell
Are you
joining us.
serious? That's funny, Dale.
So finally I called the sheriff's office and they all started laughing at me.
Don't do it. Exactly. Special
yeah.
guest Debbie Farenthold. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
How y'all
Drove all the
doing?
way out here.
We're doing great.
Am I there?
I think
I
so.
can't hear
I
the
can't hear my
headphones.
headphones. I
Yeah.
don't have headphones. You just
Good.
just wing it.
I'll just go without
like your
Yeah,
headphones.
house.
swing it. Yeah.
Hey, my house is
It's-
looking pretty good.
It is. It's very organized. And there's
You should
not.
see my board. I got rid of this
Yeah.
shenanigans.
That's what I heard. It's
Yeah.
all cleaned
Yeah,
up. Yeah.
it's great. I need to have you on, Chief
Yeah,
Mark.
please,
Keep
yeah.
talking.
That would- yeah.
Tell Morgan we need to have you. Good morning.
Well, I was listening to you this morning with Commissioner Chesney.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier they're going to sell the Newport Pass land, it sounds like.
Oh,
That's what
really?
he was saying.
Right.
So they were
Yeah.
having an
I
appraisal.
think I took a look at that, and it was somewhere around 60 acres of usable, and the rest of it's just wetlands
Wetlands.
and dunes and things like that.
But will that cancel out the kind of budget shortfall that they're looking at right now?
That's
think
the
so.
idea.
Supposedly,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, they found a
And
solution.
they're going to sell
That's
off
awesome.
the baseball field in Robstown. I
Which-
don't know how we're going to survive.
yeah.
What do you mean?
What are we going to do without that baseball field?
So and so on the bay?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's the whole shopping mall there. Chief, I have to one time. The funniest, well, it wasn't funny at the time, but the craziest thing was that one time that Lago overslept, and we broadcast from one of your daughter's cars on the on.
Oh, I remember
Yeah, that was when
that.
that was when the guy burst out onto the naval base and got shot.
Oh,
And we're
yeah.
breaking
Oh,
up
gosh,
with
yeah.
trying to do a live feed, and Lago's in there.
Yeah, that's news.
All the days, right?
And you were right with us on the air. That was the coolest thing I've done in broadcasting for a long time, except for the part where the guy. Well, I'm glad that it all.
Yeah, that was a heck of a scene right there,
Well,
yeah.
you used to do the remotes where you threw the turkeys off the building, right?
Well, no, that
Oh,
was
WKRP.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No,
Hey,
that-
best episode ever.
Shout out if you get that reference.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And we'll see that coming up soon. Yeah, with Thanksgiving. so.
Actually, I was talking to Ed Oconius last night, and I told him, I said, you need to get Morgan and I to do a couple live remotes. I don't know. I think it might be fun. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it could be fun, sir.
There was,
I don't know.
You were doing the live broadcast with Blake from the air show downtown.
Oh, yeah.
That was really
Yeah,
cool.
that was fun. See,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
it could.
Yeah.
I think in a controlled environment, I think it could be fun.
Yes, exactly. Just don't have public comment. You'll probably be okay.
then they'll put you. Then you'll have to go like, hey, we're out at here at the Hilliard Center for the circus going on, and be like Saturday night. You're going like, I got things I'd rather do than to be at the circus right now, and we're giving out one ticket.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Good.
Yes.
We used to have to do that sometimes. Like, oh, we have one ticket to the circus. Like, ooh, because they
gets
want you
one?
to buy the other one. It's like, oh my God, how?
No, because
Right. Yeah.
it's a-
Lost leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lost leader. Good job. Hey, so why I'm here, I'm actually working. Shocker. There's a blessing and a ribbon cutting for Christus Trinity Clinic from 4 to 6 on October the 2nd.
Okay.
And so, yes.
Where's
It's
the
one
location?
where
Yeah.
it used to be the.
Yes.
Yes, that's the one out
It's
here
the
on
one
the
out
island.
here on the island. That's
That
why
was-
I came here.
Oh, but good. You have official business. Good.
Yes, I actually am. And anyway, there's a bunch of invitations here. Anybody can. You don't have to have an invitation to come, but
Where's the
they wanted
donuts?
to make sure. I'll tell Todd that he needs to have donuts there. Okay.
That's right, yeah.
I'll tell Mr.
No.
Twig that he needs to have some donuts.
Oh, good for you. That's good because it's nice to have the Christus folks out here. I've
Yes.
visited their hospital one time recently.
I go there every day.
Right. Exactly.
But not as a patient.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, I will say, and I feel very bonded with the police now that I work down at Shoreline
Oh yeah.
because the shenanigans all go down there.
You have us there all the
But
time,
they're
don't you?
always
Yeah.
so good.
No, I
They're
appreciate
always so
that, yeah.
great. And I appreciate them being down there. Anyway, I don't want to take over your show.
No,
But
no.
I did.
Absolutely. I'm
gonna-
glad you dropped
I
by.
have to take off
Anybody you
anyways.
can.
I have to get back.
I don't know. I gave Dale his, but there's some other people. If you know them, if you don't,
running?
Yeah, I
I'll
gotta
come
get
out
to
and
11 o'clock
get them back.
staff, so.
Okay.
Right
You do,
on.
you guys. Thanks for letting me bust in.
We're rolling through. You're welcome anytime. You know
Absolutely.
that?
I
Awesome.
know. I
And
missed
Chief
it. I
Markle?
almost started crying on the way in.
Yeah.
Did you get a?
I got a little teary-eyed.
Did you get something at McDonald's? I thought about this morning because I didn't have any coffee.
Okay, I don't tell anybody, Chief, but I lost my wallet.
Oh, no.
And I have no money, no credit cards, no nothing.
Whoa,
and so I
that
went
is-
online last night to try to renew my driver's license so I could at least be legal.
Legal, yeah.
And apparently there's a code on
Yeah.
the back. I know the number, but I don't know the
You
code.
need that long,
Yeah,
the
the
long.
Yeah.
ID number.
Yeah. There's like
Yeah.
22 characters
Yeah,
or something.
so
Yeah.
my son-in-law said, I can find that for you, and then you can renew it this morning. So
I'll
that's
go
what I'm
look
gonna
at
do.
Bill
he
Miller's
find it for you?
barbecue on Leopard. That's where I left mine.
Yeah. Right.
And they returned it.
You know, this is the thing. You know, they have those little magnet ones where you put your credit card on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think,
It came
I
off.
honestly think I threw it in the trash.
No,
Because
no.
it's nowhere where, I remember the last place I had it.
Like the guy that had all that Bitcoin and he put in the city dump.
Oh, yeah. The guy spent years looking for it.
Oh, I would.
Oh, my
look
goodness.
That's
Yeah.
what happened to mine, I think.
Yeah.
Did he find it?
No,
No, they only recovered
it
some
was
of it.
millions.
But they only recovered part of what he had on that drive,
Oh
Wow.
my God.
which is
that's-
because there's a digital trail of where it went.
So Debbie, that's what I do when I get a new license or a passport. I scan it and put it in my files. That way, I can find that stupid number.
Blake used
Yeah.
to do that too.
Yeah.
I just wasn't that smart.
Right on.
But I know I've taken pictures of it because for
Right.
my ID at work they need it.
Right, yeah.
I just don't know where those
Oh,
pictures
gotcha.
are. Anyway, but I appreciate you guys. And,
Yeah.
and come out October 2nd. I'll come down. Maybe we could do something live.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be fun.
Little shtick,
Okay.
little thing.
We'll
I
do a
don't know.
little
And I'm
YouTube
still
update
waiting
or
on
something.
the Vortex Kitchen invite. I'm
Oh,
just
you got it.
saying.
We were waiting for it to cool down just a
Okay.
little bit, but you are on the list for sure.
Right.
You're definitely going to be there, and we've actually got a list of
We'll do the oysters maybe with the oyster goddess.
yes, exactly, or conch fritters or a Havana casserole.
Ooh.
Oh, doesn't that sound delicious?
Conch
too?
fritters sound
I'm
outstanding.
Yes,
just saying.
exactly.
Sounds great.
So
Okay,
look
I
to
love
see
you
them.
guys. I love
Thanks,
you guys. I will
Debbie,
see you
and
in a bit.
Great
I
to
have
see
to
you.
take
thanks.
off. I gotta
And,
make
and
it.
Chief's got to get out of here. Thank you for joining us, Chief.
All right.
Thank you for coming back. Thank you for service. 32 years.
36 years.
36
36.
years. That's right.
Yeah.
32 the first time.
All right. Well, we're also
Deal.
we're gonna run some quick radio commercials, and
Hey,
then we will
take care.
be
Thanks for the
right
advice.
back.
Man,
But
good
we
to
are
see you.
still gonna stay live on YouTube, so hang out with us for this.
Yes. And so Tyler's going to tap dance for
At the Port of Corpus Christi, we maintain a clear pathway
Yeah.
for waterway commerce so that our
That's why he called back surgery. He was like back squatting 400 after. He's a beast. He's got to get some kind of.
So what's the delay switching back and forth?
On
Well, I could see just
YouTube or the radio?
explosion, you know, just like using
Yeah.
like 45, and the muzzle velocity is so low, but the thing is so heavy.
So everybody
He
can
throws
see
a
us run
30-pound
and get
ball.
coffee.
Good for him. He's a cool guy. He likes to be stupid to the
You got it, buddy. Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you want
Don't
to
be a
train
stranger.
Me for the Masters division, like I can do my lap spread.
There's a couple, they can put names on, I don't care whoever, but Charlie, just some Red Smiths and people, but pass them out. And I get more. I have more.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Always enjoy it. Yeah, at the 911 center, that would be fun. Did you hear us talking about the 911 center?
I was,
We actually had a friend, Tess, who now works for the city of Port Aransas. She actually made it a year down at the 911 center.
she did.
And we would occasionally ask her, like, tell us a story. And she's like, I just can't. She said, just physically, mentally, I just can't tell you what goes on down there.
Oh, it's not good.
So, yeah.
Tragedy after tragedy. I mean, I was one of those calls. What are you talking about?
Right, yeah.
absolutely.
It's like
At least I thought I was
Thanks for being
calm.
here. When the phone rings, it's never good business.
I don't know where Ramon is.
Oh, should have been here by now. Get James on. Oh, yeah, Colin.
And thanks for sticking around, everybody, on YouTube, watching
Yes.
us on the commercial break.
Right.
Warm up my coffee.
Warm up the yeah, might as well get one more shot of the title here.
Radio's right at the peak. So sounding decent. Yeah. We need to knock all this out. We need to go through congressional district stuff.
Yeah.
Where's Ramon?
I don't know. I just texted him.
He's probably.
Oh, we went way long with the chief anyway.
That's why we heard the literally if I were him.
Yes.
And Retro Country 105.9 and 103.3. And available worldwide on our app at Retro Radio CC.
Run back through the,
It's the Power Hour with Larry Elizondo,
the
the
weekend outlook.
Godfather, who makes
'Cause we
street
did that right
sense
off the bat.
meet common sense.
Hey, is
Now,
it Snapper still
live
open?
from Doc's Seafood and Steaks. It's
Because it was
Island
right around
Moon
now they're supposed to
Thursdays.
close 16th.
Right.
Yes, it is. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Some of us are back.
This is KUKA Driscoll, Texas, 105.9 and 103.3. It is 8:28 from a beautiful, beautiful morning. A little colder would be nice. A little more breeze maybe. But
Well, we're going to hit daylight wasting time here in about a month and a half, and we'll be stumbling around in the dark down here, I guess.
But the kids, they won't be walking to school. God, they haven't walked to school in 20 years.
They're riding electric bikes.
Right about the time they start getting backpacks. Now they have to be clear backpacks. We didn't have backpacks. We had to use
All we had
those-
was tricycles.
Yeah, and the buttercrust things that they saved the school books with the teachers
Yeah.
already had the highlights in. I hated that.
Well, we've got some interesting developments as far as the congressional districts go. And if you want to check out what's going on with that, you can just jump on islandmoon.com where issue 1118 is out. And
I can't believe we put out 1,000 of those things. That's a lot of weeks.
yeah, yeah, that's, it seems like only yesterday we were at we hit issue 1,000.
Yeah.
And now we're already 118.
52 a year. We used to do them every 2 weeks.
No, once a week is way better because it's like
Well, what I found was when I put out a paper every 2 weeks, half of my content was refuting bad rumors that ran rampant on social media. So I figured I'll just get ahead of them and come out every week. But I did go, the congressional race that we've got that is just now kicking off, it's Congressional District 34. We had Steve Ray on this show a few weeks ago, and we're going to have him back as things progress. The filing deadline is December 8th. But I went through the numbers this week, and there's about 750,000 people in our new district after the November 2026 election. Out here on the island, Flower Bluff, we're no longer going to be in Michael Cloud's district. We're going to be in a district that runs from Nueces County south all the way to Brownsville.
Yeah, we've got a picture of the new updated map. There's a picture of the Nueces County edge of it on the front page, and then on page 3 we show the entire thing from north to south. But what's the deal with the north end of downtown with that weird?
I'm not clear on that, and I asked Steve about it, and he didn't really know either. If you look at the way the district is drawn, Michael Cloud's district now, it includes as it's redrawn, it includes the port and downtown. And then there's a little sliver of it that runs across the north side of Nueces County, very small. But most of Nueces County is now in District 34, which is represented by Vicente Gonzalez, who has some Corpus Christi ties, I'm told, but resides in the valley. He's a Democrat. So but the important thing for people to know is that when the legislature, and I think we've got Todd Hunter on next week, and we'll talk to him about this.
We do.
When they redrew the districts in Texas recently, they were trying to, I say the people who redrew the districts in the House, the lawmakers, were trying to move 5 districts from Democrats to Republican. We're one of those 5 districts, and our district is now 54% Republican, which in the past has been Democrat, and the voters that they're counting on to swing it from Democrat to Republican are us, Flower Bluff, the Island, and some of the South Side here in Corpus. If you typically in this race, you have 200,000 voters that'll go out and vote, and we've got 22,000 registered voters between the Island and Flower Bluff. So if we vote, the Island will vote probably in the 70 to 80%, so around 7,000 votes, historically speaking. If the Bluff votes at 50%, we will have 14 to 15,000 votes on the Island and Flower Bluff out of 200,000 votes. So Steve's estimate is this could be up to a $50 million race. So you're going to start seeing the primary in March, the Republican primary in March. You're going to have 12 candidates. You're going to start seeing ads very soon, I suspect.
Well, I know it varies, but what percentage of those thousands of voters are generally Republican? Because I know a lot of the old folks.
On the Island, it's typically 85% Republican. The Bluff is a little closer, but it's still Republican. Port Aransas is staying in Michael Cloud's district. The line is just south of Flower Bluff for that district. So you'll probably, in the Republican primary, you're going to have a runoff. If you got 12 candidates, you're going to have a runoff. So the people that, if you vote in the Republican primary, you can vote in the Republican runoff. If you don't vote in the Republican primary, if you don't vote in any primary, you can still vote in the runoff. You just can't vote in the Republican runoff if you vote in the Democrat primary.
Yeah.
So what you're probably going to see on the Island is a big turnout in the Republican primary, and then when you have a runoff, typically that number is considerably smaller. But the Island turns out for runoffs.
That happened. You talked about that rule that happened with the operation, whatever it was that Rush Limbaugh did with, like, to keep Hillary in or whatever it was, to make her spend money, or whoever it was. I remember something like that, operation, whatever it was. But you found out you could, if you voted in that one, you can't vote in the other one.
Right. And they're right now, the filing deadline, I believe, is December 8th. Right now, there are 9 candidates, I think. But there's another one that's going to announce any day now. They're expecting a dozen candidates on the Republican side. So you probably have 2, maybe 3 from this area. So the way I see it, the message to people is, we have a chance to have a U.S. rep from Corpus again. We have not had, Michael Cloud is Victoria-based.
Yeah.
And the last one we had was Blake. Before him, we had Solomon Ortiz, who was more oriented toward the valley. We have a chance. There's 350-some thousand people in the 450,000 in the SMSA. So if we get a normal turnout, Corpus can elect one of its own.
So we're going to expect to see lots and lots of ads.
You're going to see a lot of ads. $50 million will buy a lot of propaganda.
Listening to Debbie's show this morning, it was another question. Brent Chesney said he and Commissioner Jagger up in 26. for some reason, I'm on the south side, but I'm in Jags. There's a little tiny finger that goes right up Cimarron, and I'm right in that one pocket, like it's a corner on my
They're
street.
probably trying to get to your house.
I think they are.
Right.
So I was thinking maybe I ought to throw my hat in the ring. You know, I know that.
Well, county employees just got a 10% pay increase, so that's
Yeah.
what Brett said
I'd
on
probably
the
do
show
it for
this
free,
morning.
like Connie.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think what you're going to see now is, as they say, the island in particular is going to be the prettiest girl at the ball because we got the votes.
Mm-hmm.
We have 8,400 registered voters,
And we show up.
and we show up in runoffs. So all of a sudden, I think you're going to probably see some block walking and door knocking, and
We know how runoffs work in the District 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was-
every
that
vote
was
counts.
unreal. Yeah.
Yes.
They were,
absolutely.
down to flipping coins and rolling dice and,
well, I think for us, of course, the port is always going to be something that our representative has to pay attention to, but that'll stay in Michael Cloud's district. But the Naval Air Station and CCAD,
Oh, that's right.
and that's
Kingsville?
that's on the agenda. So whoever gets elected in District 34, it's going to be up to them to see to it that the jobs stay, or whatever the outcome is, that we get the best deal we can.
And that's why we need a local person to be our congressperson.
Yeah, and I was
Hope
looking
that they're out there.
about 280,000 of the 750,000 that live in the district. 280,000 live in metropolitan areas outside of Nueces County, Harlingen, Brownsville, so on, but they're all spread out. Corpus by far is the weight of the district, and whoever the candidate is here that emerges, if we get behind one candidate, they should win. If we turn out and
Yeah.
they run a decent race,
Yeah.
they should win.
I'm curious to see the names that pop up for that primary.
I think there's going to be another announcement the next day or so. They're all pushing and shoving, and we printed the financials from that. All you have is from June. That's the last reporting period. The next one will be very interesting because it will come up. It'll probably around the end of the third quarter, sometime probably 1st of November. That's the one you'll start to separate the saints from the sinners, because the race is going to be in March, not November. You have a November general election, Democrat, Republican, but the Republican primary in March is going to be where the fight is. If you got 12 candidates, that's going to be the race that's contested.
Any names popping up just from the top of your head that
Not
you've heard
mine.
rumored?
Yeah, no, yeah. Nobody at this stage.
No,
Rumors.
I understand there's a candidate that was recently working at Cheniere. He hasn't announced yet. That's going to announce the next couple of days. Adam Hinojosa's brother announced, but he's already on. He announced a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
That's what I'm saying. With the Valley now, you think it's going to be an Hispanic
It's a
person.
bunch of names that I don't know. The only one that I'm somewhat familiar with is Vicente Gonzalez, just because he's the incumbent. And I've heard of him that way. But most of the people in the Valley, I don't think many of them have name ID here in Corpus to speak of. So that's what where the $50 million comes in. But if you have 12 candidates in a runoff in the Republican side, the Democrat, who's the incumbent, is going to keep his powder dry, keep his money in the bank. And so as soon as the runoff is over, you're going to see Republican Party money come in to try to match what the Democrat already has. And that's when you're going to start seeing some crazy numbers.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. We'll have Steve Ray on to give us the updates kind of as that goes live.
He's monitoring. I talked to him this week, and he and I communicate. He keeps his finger on the pulse of what's going on.
Steve did Blake's candidacy before, so that's why he knows what he's talking about when it comes to election numbers. Mm-hmm. He knows where the skeletons are and where to.
Well, so the question for us around this table is: are we going to have 12 people on? And if not, how are we going to pick and choose? I don't know. Maybe we'll pass the hat.
Right. Well, and we did have kind of a runoff. Talk with Kalen and Dan Grimsbo and Maynard Down.
Yeah.
And it was great. That was before all the bipartisan fighting. They actually got along, and we're talking pretty good on.
It was
on this
it was
show,
a very
so-
productive show. That
Yeah.
was really kind of it's educational and entertaining all at the same time, because there was a lot of stuff that they all agreed on, which
Right.
left me pretty confident with where we were going with who we were electing. There wasn't like someone clearly that had some kind of ulterior motive or anything ridiculous. But
Why don't we have an actual debate that goes 2 hours? Dale could be the moderator and get at least
I
the
thought you were
local
my
candidates.
friend.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Actually, there's a Mandel in the race.
No relation.
Yeah.
No relation.
I did. I saw a Mandel on the thing. I've moderated debates, and I like what we did here better. Just sort of a round table discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
When
list
you-
of questions that they'd
When
seen
you go
ahead
to a
of
list of
times,
questions and in a debate format, you tend to get the 3x5 card answers.
It's a
Right,
canned
yeah.
answer.
Yeah, the
Elevator.
gotcha, like,
Elevator speech.
when'd you quit beating your wife?
Yeah. So and I don't know what
Sir,
the
when you quit beating your wife.
issues are going to be. I guess
They could be. It's an ongoing fluid thing, because we've got, how are the tariffs working out? Well, we're sucking
Well,
wind down in the valley.
I think one of the things that is certainly going to come up is the national seashore and the restriction of traffic flow down there, because they're moving in that direction. That's a federal issue. Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's something that's gonna need to be part of that discussion in that race. And that seashore it runs right down the heart of this district.
Right.
It's
Changes counties we
all
several
in this
counties.
we wave at the
congressional
folks over there
Kennedy.
that own condos there from
so-
Mexico,
and so
less outside.
Right.
The folks at the National Seashore tend to march to their own drummer, but they're funded through Congress, and their congressman has a seat at the table.
Right.
And there's that's starting to come up in the race for the Texas Land Commissioner race. I was in communication with them this week,
Right.
and it's on their radar. So it hasn't come to a head yet, but it's moving in that direction.
It does, and the seashore has in between 400 and 500,000 visitors a year, and they have a pretty good economic impact here locally. So,
Yeah, we've had up to 900,000 at times, and with the turtle.
Total releases.
That backing off, all that stuff. Could be time to mount the horse, and if they try to do the thing again where they close
Well,
it
if you
down.
go all the way back to the founding of the National Seashore, the Park Service, this was before the Mansfield Pass was there.
Right.
The Park Service wanted the southern, I think it was 40 miles, the southern 40 miles of the seashore to be a wilderness area.
Right.
They didn't want traffic there in the beginning. And it went all the way to Lyndon Johnson's desk.
Right.
Really, I didn't
And,
realize
and
that.
he said, he issued a white paper that said it doesn't meet the definition of a wilderness area, and so you have to allow traffic down there.
Yeah.
And this was when you could drive all the way through because you didn't have the Mansfield
Mansfield
Pass
Pass,
at the
yeah.
south end. So this is not a new issue. That was back in the
Right.
early 60s.
And that's why Lady Bird Johnson was down here at the dedication of the park.
The only way that
Interesting.
Yeah.
the only way they got to seashore, so the story goes, they named this causeway after JFK.
Yeah, I heard
right,
that.
And if you go back and you read the founding documents of Penn's, it was originally the first studies that came out where they wanted it to be a wilderness area down south, which means limited public access. So the debate that we're going to have is whether it's a wilderness area or whether it is a recreational area. And if you don't remove the turtle nests, the eggs from the beach, that's going to be the reason that they push to try to ban traffic because, well,
Oh, you're going to drive it? Yeah, I
So
have
it's
yet
a
to see
self-fulfilling
an
prophecy.
F-150 tire track going over a turtle.
yeah,
Right.
Here's
Most of
the
the
thought that what the government shuts down, what are they going to shut down? Remember they tried to shut down the laguna around the seashore, and they had
Well,
the
they
guys
did.
out
They
there.
managed to do it. They
Right.
kicked all the.
they did.
But that reminds me, you've got until the 30th to register for the Babes on Baffin CCA tournament. I mean,
That's
that's
right.
it shuts down. They have almost, I think, they have a couple hundred anglers so far, and there's still a lot of times. That's one of our things. It's an all-ladies tournament.
Is that out of here?
Yeah,
Market
no, it's at
37
Market
right there,
37,
right
and
next
it's
door.
right here. And there's lots of ladies wanting to sign up for that. It's Baffin, babesonbaffin.org, and it
Right.
all the money is that we raise money, and it all goes to habitat stuff and CCA stuff. And
That's right.
They have a tagging division now. More coming out on that, where they're having a division where you can tag and release other
Have
species.
you guys at CCA started talking to the Hilliard Center?
Oh, yeah, no.
No?
Well, that goes through OVG. But OVG has made some changes with a few of the events that they've been
remains
hosting.
to be seen. So, you know,
So you guys may be the guinea pig.
Yes, in fact, I need to. Thanks for the reminder. I need to get on that. The OVG group is coming back around to the table and is offering a grant program for some of the major local events.
A grant program?
Some kind of grant program where they either cut down some of their costs or defray, some of the some of what they charge. So that they didn't line that out very clearly, but we'll definitely be
Get more information on that.
Had good turnout at the Home and Garden Show this weekend, and you mentioned we were in the Complete Foundation repairs. We were next to certain cemetery sales, so people are like, "Hi, I'd like to talk to you about my death." You know?
Home and Garden. Home and Garden. No, that's great.
Yeah, so,
casket.
but next door we had a pool guy, and they had the Cowboys game on, and the Cowboys were down with like 33 seconds left, and I said, "Hey, do you have a plot we can put the Cowboys in?" And they laughed. And they laugh now. You know,
Yeah.
came back with
That
the
was
60.
What were you? So you were at the foundation repair?
Yeah, but we have a lot of people come by and they hear us on the show on Thursdays and whatever, and they say, "Oh, are you Tyler? You sound you look a lot older
You have
than
the
you
perfect
sound."
face for radio.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. And I said,
Yeah,
"Well,
that's what I
thanks."
tell people. I got a
So-
face for radio and a voice for print, and I work in both industries.
That's right. So also this weekend is the Adopt a Beach cleanup by the General Land Office. They'll be doing Packery Flats, Mustang Island, and San Jose, which is a popular one. So
Yeah, you can go jump on the ferry at Fisherman's Wharf and go clean up San Jose.
You got for that one. I think you have to register because they only got so much
Only
space
room
on the boat.
ferry. Yeah. Well, and speaking of getting rid of old things, if you've got that old car or truck, or maybe you just wanted to upgrade, take your car into Discount Motor Co. Go talk to Frank. Frank the Bank. He'll offer $500 more than CarMax to people right across the street. He's at 6601 SPID. That's just south of Airline on SPID. Go talk to him. There's cars, trucks, that old work van that you have. He wants to buy it from you.
Yeah.
Go talk to Frank about getting rid of what you're in and upgrading. Get to something else. It's about that time. The weather's getting beautiful. You're going to want a convertible for cruising on the town, or a 4-wheel drive for going to for going out.
The Dovelease.
Yes,
yeah,
going
the
out to the
Dovelease. We'll
Dovelease.
take the
I
convertible.
bought my last 4
Dovelease.
trucks from Frank. I just tell him what I want, and then I wait, and he finds
He
it.
explained
Fine,
it well.
yeah.
He says you got him. It's like you have somebody do something for you, and you want them to make $2 on it. He said that's why you can't sell stuff on Facebook, because you'll never get the price you want.
Yeah, well, and they offer this trade-in kind of sight unseen on a lot of vehicles that it's nowhere near what you would be able to get. So it's worth having a friend in the industry. So go by Discount Motor Co. and talk with Frank. You'll be glad that you
When
did.
you get Frank back on the show.
Yeah.
He's right between
Fun.
Turner's and the movie theater, in case you're wondering
That's
where.
right. Yes.
You Adopt a Beach. You go. It's 8:30 in the morning, I believe.
8:30 in the morning, Packery Flats, and the great thing about Packery Flats is, and it's also they help out. They're helped out by Coastman Basin Estuaries program. Every time they do a cleanup at Packery Flats, somebody finds money. So
Yes.
they find a
That's-
20 or a 50 spot, or they always find money.
I'll go
there.
plant
So-
$5 over there right now.
Yeah, right, exactly. But and also, if you're thinking about coming down to the coast this weekend, it's a really beautiful weekend to do that. The chances of rain dip off by tomorrow. Right now, sitting here at docks, we're looking at the tides. The tides are really high.
They've been
so
high.
yes,
My dock.
it's our fall tides. It's going to come up, and they'll stay up until the north wind blows them out. So watch your dock boards and whatnot.
It's the best time of the year to come down. The weather's good, and the beaches are not too crowded.
Right,
Yeah.
there's lots of good stuff
Good
washing
fishing.
up on the beach. If you look at islandmoon.com, you can see Jace has a really good Beachcombers edition this week. He's finding all kinds of interesting things. Pumice is washing up. Of course,
Paraffin
we've got
wax? That's really crazy.
paraffin
Yeah.
wax
I've never seen that before.
and rubber bales and.
I'd like to have one of those.
the rubber
I got the
bales.
word out to Jace. If he comes across one of those, I'd like to have. I'd make a coffee table out of that.
Yeah, if it's
Not
in good
the
shape.
square bale, the rubber bale.
Well, yeah. that
We're
too.
gonna take one more radio commercial break, so stick with us, and we're gonna close the show out. We got a few other really fun things to talk about, and some stuff I want to get kind of some clarification from Jay on artificial reefing. So get this up and
From
running.
the first glass of water in the morning to the clean dishes after dinner and every refreshing shower in between, water is part of
Yes,
everything
artificial
we do.
reefing.
That's
if
why
we're still on
Corpus
the
Christi
YouTubes.
Water works hard to provide safe,
That'll be
high-quality
one of the
water
things that
you can trust.
instead of the water
The
commercials.
Texas Commission on Environmental
we have,
Quality
has
ranked Corpus Christi water
farmers
as a
markets today
superior
on the
rated
island, right?
water
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
I
also
thought he was
have,
going to have a bushel of potatoes.
we also have
Yeah, right.
poker run today.
Yeah.
6 o'clock
Can
at
we talk about gambling?
6 o'clock at Black Sheep, and then it makes the rounds. It goes to Rooster Street.
Is that before the after the flock?
Yeah, right.
Goes to Brewster Street, and then it ends up at Angry Marlin. Start there. They have live music there.
So many switches and settings. I've got to get this playing on this, and then
You could do
That playing on
911.
that. and Yes, exactly.
No such thing
You
as
guys
a
are
cold
doing great
mic.
for tap dancing while I'm sitting here trying to figure this out.
No, it's
You
great.
should have heard Ted. He was keeping me sane this morning because it just wasn't making sense. But we're on. And
That'll
thank
be-
you for everybody watching on YouTube Live. We appreciate that.
And the ultimate roadie,
It's,
Ted. Yes.
Ted and the Mandelas, we say.
Ted the Mandelas.
He's
Yeah.
like-
We got Ronnie Narmore joining us. What's going on, bud?
Well, I hope y'all are aware you're fixing to be invaded by a gang of bicyclists.
Yes.
Ah, the pig party.
Yeah.
Big one coming
The
from
conquer the
Corpus
coast.
over the bridge, down 361, all the way to Port
Yeah.
A, across the ferry,
ferry.
and back
Yeah.
around. It should
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah. How long of a ride is that?
66 miles.
Ooh, dog.
But you don't have to ride the whole thing. You can sign up for like 10 miles or something like that.
Jay, we got to do this. We got to have you riding at 10 speed, and I'll be riding in one of those little baby carrier trailers on the back.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And just if we make it over the bridge, we got it made.
Till we're done. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll come right
you get
here.
up
Yeah.
enough speed coming down off of that
On
new
the way,
harbor
that'd be-
bridge,
yeah.
it'll take you all the way to the ferry without having to pedal.
Just
Right.
gravity fed.
Portland,
This will
yeah.
be the first year it goes over the
Yeah.
New Harbor Bridge.
The new one. Yeah.
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 Steep.
So where do you guys? So they all come over the ferry about probably 10 o'clock.
I'm not sure what the timing
I think they
is
take
on
off
them.
at what 8, something like that.
They better.
And then by the time they get to Port Aransas, it's probably take them what, an hour and a half.
About right in the middle of our pirate parade.
Oh, perfect timing.
Oh.
Yes. So yeah, it'll be jammed.
Pirate parade actually kicks off at 5. Well,
Oh, it'll be
the
over by
pregame
then.
warm up is at 4. But
You're talking about in the
morning.
afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll be long gone by then. They clear out of the island by about 10:30, maybe
Is
11.
that right?
The first few years they did it, they didn't have collection points for the plastic water bottles. Remember that? They threw out I don't know how many tens of thousands of water bottles all down SPID. So now they collect them somehow.
Is the city manager going to be, or is he still in D.C.? He usually
know
does
the
that kind of
answer.
stuff.
They're probably back by
Yeah.
now. Do they allow electric bikes in that thing?
Yeah, if you could take extra
I
batteries,
could
you
do
know
it.
what I mean? How many D cells does it take to run an electric bike? You know?
Coming back.
Probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, right.
If you draft,
Have a backpack full
get
of.
behind a big fat guy on a bicycle.
Now, live
Right.
from Doc's Seafood and Steaks, it's Island Moon Thursdays.
Right on. So yes.
All right. Thank you, Larry Elizondo and Etta Cañas for the awesome intro. We are coming at you live from Doc's Seafood and Steaks. Gorgeous Thursday, nice Island Moon Thursday. We're glad everybody joined us. We got the last 5 minutes here. Jay, you talked a bit about artificial reefing in your article. Can you give people an update as to what's going on?
Yeah, the big news really is the Queen Isabella, the old Queen Isabella Causeway down in South Padre that goes from Port Isabel over to the island. Well, halfway over there. The General Land Office got a pretty good grant to pull that apart, and we finally got the permit to go put that down. So that'll be a new causeway reef, 1,600 acres, Mas o Menos.
They're going to reef it?
They're going to reef the whole thing.
Where?
It's about 9 miles northeast of the city of South Padre. So you go out and head into it. So it'll be kind of a beam 2C on the way out there and back. So
How far is it from Mansfield Pass?
you can triangulate from Mansfield Pass, but it's a bit longer. It's about 20 miles from that way. So, but that's if you're out offshore and you're having a nice day, then that's good. So. Easy enough, yeah, that should improve the fishing down there, and they put it out of the way, farther away from the launches down there. So
Oh, yeah.
coming out of Playa Baghdad,
Have you ever been to Playa Baghdad?
I have actually. Yes, Playa
What's there?
Baghdad's really nice.
Yeah.
It's a little beach resort community and a
They got a
commercial.
lighthouse, right?
They do have a lighthouse, and so a lot of people come over from like Brownsville or whatnot, and go to their beach community down there. And they also have a pretty good commercial fishery that goes in and out of there. And it's really interesting how they launch the pangas down there. So they have tractors or vans or any kind of big vehicle, and when they go out and put them in the surf, they put somebody in the boat, and then they just shove them out into the surf to get up to about 10, 15 miles an hour, and they skip out through the first gut or two, and when they come in, they run them up on the beach
And kick that tiller up.
They kick that tiller up, and then they drag them up, and then get them firehouse ready to go back down. It's kind of interesting, but
Baghdad has a whole interesting history going back to the Civil War. It went from 20 people to 10,000.
yeah,
And then
right.
back to 20.
And then back to 20, exactly. So, with the expansion of SpaceX down there, I'm wondering how many people are coming to watch the launches to Playa Baghdad.
I don't know.
That'd be fun.
It's
So,
it's about 20 miles down south of the border.
to go around. It's right there on the banks of the Rio Grande. So, I mean, if you just jumped across the Rio, then it'd be really short. But you got to still drive down Boca Chica.
Right.
So
we're running out of time. We want to remind people the Hawks Watch.
Oh yes,
this weekend.
Yeah, the Hazel Baysmore, the Hawk Watch is going on. There should be a lot of. Sometimes there's up to 10,000 birds that will go through in a space of a few hours.
There's a lot moving at night though too, right?
That's the deal, and that's what we also covered that in the Island Moon. Is there's like 630 million birds moving in the United States at night, but that's the problem. They're moving at night. So
Well, they had in 2004, I believe it was, the Hawks Watch counted over 1 million birds.
they did. They caught it on the right day when everything was headed south.
So, but it's mostly raptors, right?
Yes, that's why they call it the Hawk Watch.
I can tell what time of year it is just by the amount of ospreys that I see on the light on the causeway when I'm
Right,
coming
they're
on and off.
starting
The one on
come
my
in, yeah.
canal arrived already.
Really?
I saw him
Right.
sit up on the mast of the sailboat down the
and
way.
they will use the same roost year after year, so that could be the same bird. So
That's
but if
cool.
you're headed down this weekend, the beaches are great, the driving is awesome, lots of stuff washing up. The fishing is really good. The tides are high, so you can drive about anywhere that wasn't land before if you've got a shallow draft boat. Jeff jumped the tarpon off the jetties the other day. There's Spanish mackerel, redfish are coming in. We still didn't figure out whether the red snapper season is over or not. So
You're the
What's
the
what's the
National Marine Fisheries will stop that.
what's the traffic like in Port Aransas, Ronnie? Is it
Traffic.
busy up there?
No, it's quieting down quite a bit. Quite a bit. It's
Good.
nice.
So it's nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I just
So you got belt sander races this weekend.
Oh
and
yeah.
the pirate parade is.
Remember, they had
is
the
on
first
Saturday.
pirate parade. They forgot to tell the PD. So somebody called Janet Planet did it. She forgot to tell anybody. Mike was in it, so they start making the rounds. And here comes the police trying to tell them you're impeding
Whoa,
traffic,
yeah.
and they told them, "What? But it's a pirate parade, and it's Port Aransas." And so the police car just got in front and became the parade.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Now he's the Grand
Everything
Marshal.
was okay.
That's the way to go, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. We're going to turn this back over to Etta Conyas. We're going to leave you with a little Stevie Start, and we will have Eric Von Wade, the Mushroom Cloud of Truth, jumping in shortly. Thanks again for watching on YouTube Live. Just go to
Yes.
Island Moon Live on YouTube. And thank you again for tuning in to KUKA, Driscoll, Texas, 105.9 and 103.3.
Don't make no difference, it's the same to me. You're out and out of time, and you're salt and lime and sea. Thank God it's Padre. Thank God it's Padre. We're getting that GA, it's gonna open soon. I know it's true, cause we're rented in the Island Moon. Never have to leave, you're gonna see. Cause nothing good ever happens on TV. We'll meet on Soapback Beach to hang out with the bums. There's no need to wait until the weekend comes. You're on island time, bring your salt and lime and say